to take a moment before we start to acknowledge that I'm recording from the traditional and unceded territories of the Ni-Okaska, Kaskaskia, Ochehi, Sakowi, and Kikapoa people, and our game is set within the traditional and unceded territories of the Tunaha and Salish people. It is both an honor and a privilege to be able to work and play in these beautiful lands, and you too can go to native-land.ca and find out more about the indigenous peoples where you live.
Forget.
You know what? That's so real of you, honestly.
Yeah,
that's so valid.
Okay, but it was before I started writing for Even Footing Games, but when they were doing their Avatar Legends season, one of the players was supposed to be recording, completely forgot to hit record, so they did an entire episode. No. And then he was like, shit.
Oh no.
That's heartbreaking.
I would kill to also play an Avatar solely because I just want to throw rocks.
I have been begging them to do another season of it because I love Avatar.
Let me throw rocks.
Also, weird thing. So I was making this list because I'm volunteering with the Trans Empowerment Project. They're doing like a big, trying to get people to like run games on stream and off stream and whatever, just to like have more trans and queer led games out there to get people into TTRPGs and stuff. And so I was like, hey, I'm going to make a list, which turned out to be a lot more involved than I thought it was going to be, of like all the queer written games that I could find easily. I am up to exactly 250 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's more than I thought, which is fantastic.
We may not be able to afford therapy, but we can write.
You know, that's how it goes. But I found that one of the people, like not the main writer, but one of the people who wrote for the Avatar Legends game, they have an itch page. And so I was like, fuck it, I'll follow them. Like they have some cool looking games. And they followed me back, and the panic I had at like 1 a.m. because I was still awake. I'm like, oh my god, they followed me back. Like this person wrote for a game that I love and have never played, but I love it in theory.
When Senpai notices you, literally.
Right? Exactly. So like if they ever see this, they're gonna see me fangirling because holy shit. Anyway, do we want to start doing the thing?
Yes.
And the stuff?
Sure.
Trying to make sure my upstairs neighbors are going to stop yelling at each other for like 3 seconds.
To be fair, I can't hear them.
Yeah.
I know, but I can, and I want to be nosy, and that's the problem. My ADHD is going to be like, what are y'all arguing about today? Can y'all shut the fuck up? Like,
You're like, hey, you're wrong, by the way.
One of them usually is. I don't know. Like,
isn't that
me and my roommates take? Well, sometimes you can both be wrong in a situation. Me and my roommates just take bets on who's more wrong in the situation.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's great.
You're gonna have your new girlfriend move in after you just kicked your old girlfriend out.
Ooh.
Always a good idea. Nothing bad ever happens. Anyway, either Lee or Elena, do you want to refresh what happened last time? I know.
With my zero brain cells. Where's my book?
To be fair, I did tell you before recording that I also have 0 brain cells because I'm like slightly recovering.
I got like 1 brain cell. If I use it now, Knox is not zooming.
It's fine. You can have the brain cell for the 4 of us.
Oh, that's a bad idea. It's an awful idea, but in Godspeed. All right, so I believe it was because it was just the 2 of us. It was just the 2 sneaky tricksters trying to figure out what the next step was. We ended up running into what is his full name? We called him Skinny, but I don't remember what his. I remember old. I
Skinny
remember the
Fingers
donkey.
Franklin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow
Skinny
did
Fingers-
not make it into my. Oh, there it is. Nope, there it is. Yeah. Skinny Fingers Franklin and Old Pete, the donkey.
I remember Old Pete,
Yeah,
just
I know
not
that.
Skinny's full name. The donkey retained his name. No.
It's fine. The man who turns into literally like a minotaur.
Listen, I love him.
Amazing.
I love him very much. Large Minotaur man in
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
Put him right there.
Yeah.
However, Old Pete, that's just fucking funny.
Especially because Old Pete is not old.
He's
A young.
not. We went adventuring on horseback to go find allies who were actively avoiding us because cough cough, somebody cough cough got us in
What are you
trouble.
talking
Cough, cough.
Ollie.
Because they wanted to prank call
Yeah.
using an official signal that they should not have been doing. But I'm not going to point no fingers here. It's Ollie, but we're not going to point fingers. I didn't say nothing about no names.
The best part is the telephone has only existed for like 30 years in real life at this point. So, you know, Ollie was probably one of the first, both for like the spiritual prank phone call and the real phone call.
Can't
Yeah.
nobody trust Ollie with nothing.
Definitely.
Nothing new. And then we ended up. What is the spiritual place called? I forgot what it's called.
The Umbra.
Yeah, we went to the Umbra to go see if we could get information where there was a bus-sized ferret.
It was
tricking us into giving
it was the
pets.
cat bus, but as a
Yeah.
black-footed. Yes.
We
It was
got
amazing.
confirmation about the mages and the werebats and the large thing that is trying to kill us all. That name has also escaped. The brain cell is not brain selling.
Storm Eater.
That thing, the Storm Eater. We got confirmation they're all in cahoots.
Oh, Storm Eater.
Cahoots is maybe the wrong word. Storm Eater has their own agenda.
Okay, well, the mages and the damn werebats are at least in cahoots. The Storm Eater's just like, oh, y'all are gonna do a thing? I'm gonna eat all of you anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Facts. That's absolutely spot on.
Like, all of you are gonna die anyways. But kill yourselves first makes my job easier, I guess. I don't know.
Right? Although there's less to eat.
Yeah.
Still hangry. That's why it's called the Storm Eater. He's hangry.
Just always hangry.
Just genuinely needs a Snickers. Like, calm down. It's not that serious, I promise. And I believe we ended up getting spooked out of the Umbra because there was somebody coming, but we don't know who is showing up and trying to do things. And then somebody, once again, not pointing fingers, cough, cough, Ollie, cough, cough, decided that they're not going to do well on their roll coming out of the Umbra. And guess who went feral doggo mode? You went sicko mode on this man's. You spooked him so bad that he was trying to run into town. The copium, delirium, valerium, paterium was real. And I was like, well, I could hit him with a horse.
Like you do.
And then you're like, you have a gun. And I was like, you're right, I do have a gun.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just casually
But
murdered
it didn't matter because you took his head off. You popped that man like a grape.
I was just trying to knock him out, and it just backfired completely.
with your fangs, yeah.
Yeah, you were like, it's like when you say you're only going to eat one Pringle and then the can is empty. That man is an empty can of Pringles.
Literally,
you got your hand stuck in his literal neck.
Oh. That's exactly how I'm
that
right now.
that chiropractors, like, they'll be like, yeah, you're L5 or whatever, and they crack your spine. That's what you did to that man, but you took his spine out.
Just full on predator. Just like,
and I'm just sitting there with a horse and a gun, like, well, I'm not eating that one.
Yeah, there's always 100% chance of shenanigans when those two are the only ones in the party. So, you know. R.I.P.
Listen, I'm just. I told you it was gonna be absolute nonsense. It was just us two.
I knew what I was getting into.
Too funny. You have a gun. Oh, right. Don't hit him. He's just a man. Hit him with your horse.
You're not
He's
wrong.
just a man. Hit him with your horse. He's incredible. I'm sorry. What?
No, there's no I'm sorry for that. That's just how life.
He's just a man.
Also, Lee, I hope you know that I need to clip that and put that on all of the things.
Yeah.
because that's such a great quote.
It is. It really is. It really, really is.
Can you imagine just like Knox at their tiny ass stature, just on this big ass horse that they had to probably jump to get on with a gun that's way too big for them as well, and they're just like, fuck the gun. You cannot trust them with a carriage. It would be over. So it's like Grand Theft Auto but Western.
Grand Theft Carriage?
Grand
Theft Wagon?
Can you?
I like Grand Theft Carriage a lot. Okay.
Right.
It's like there's like the tavern, and then you have like the night workers doing their thing, and all you see is Knox.
Hold on, I've gotta write that down because that's a really great episode name.
Oh my god, yes. That's such a good episode name.
I have started things. I know.
You have started something and it's great.
Gonna text my partner later. I may have started a thing. Like, what did you do?
I'm sure that's the first and only time that they've ever gotten that message.
Heather really texted them, babe, I'm crying over a fucking TikTok. Please help. Send help. I can't handle these emotions right now. I just want to eat my soup.
Oh, you're killing me. On that lovely note, Leona, do you want to introduce yourself? Do you want to tell us like who you are, where we can find you, and also who you're playing?
Absolutely. Hello, my name is Leona. You can find me all over the internet at the Leona Maple. That is the best place to find me. Follow me, keep up with it on what on earth it is that I'm doing that, or you can check out the leonamaple.card.co if you just want like a static page that has an entire brain dump of what on earth it is that I do. I am playing a character of mine that was originally from a W20 chronicle that never got published, but funnily enough, this chronicle seems like it's got a lot of crossover, so this is gonna be great. Or at least very similar threads. Her name is Sita Verma, and she is a werepanther, a children of Gaia and Galliard, and she's very mystical in her ways, and she's gonna be here to help today.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked a little bit about how Sita ties in with this, and so I will leave it up to you. But sure. I know kind of our discussion was that possibly she had been in the Umbra and saw the absolute buffoonery of these two.
Yeah. That's highly likely. She's very comfortable in the Umbra and has probably been paying attention, especially since y'all are doing things with Storm Eater. That's very familiar territory for her because she's had to do some stuff with Storm Eater back when she was in Sonoma, California. So the fact that she's kind of traveled this way makes complete sense to me, honestly.
Yeah, out here in Missoula, Montana.
Yeah.
So right there, just...
Yeah. She's been wandering.
So close. Yeah.
she is a bit of a traveler. Like she does enjoy a bit of a wanderer and being a bit of a wayfarer. So this is like very much on point for her. She's just like, oh, let's see what's over there in the Umbra, and then she kind of just goes wandering off, and then you're just like, oh, okay. Do they need my help? Yeah. Maybe.
And that's the fun thing about the Umbra is because it doesn't like track 1-to-1 with the physical world. You could easily just be like, oh, I'm in California, and wow, now I'm in Montana.
Yeah.
Weird.
Look at that. How'd that happen?
Like, how did I get here?
Right.
Ask
So
that
I think a
question every
great place
day.
for us to, both Alana and Ollie. I think a great place for us to pick up is probably just after Ollie mauled this poor man. I say poor man, I mean, he was probably a piece of shit, so it's fine.
He's just
Okay.
force.
And after witnessing this, so you had fairly recently just met Skinny Fingers Franklin, this Aurochs man, this very like in his human form, just like an old black dude, you know, kind of graying hair, beard, and then whenever you watched him transform, he's just this like glorious minotaur of a man, total opposite of this very like thin, kind of quiet dude, who has said very clearly he's not really big on violence. Took him to the Umbra, you know, for a little 5-hour tour, whatever. Met some weird spirits, had a good time, and then just mauled a guy.
Ugh.
This is why.
Ollie's just
the face of regret.
Ollie's grossed out because they didn't want that to happen at all. And they're just, oh, he's everywhere. It's all over me. Get it off, basically.
Knox has got like one of those little handkerchief and is like trying to wipe you off, and it's like, I done told you, you can't just zoom off like that. What were you even? How did we get here? One minute we're leaving the Umbra, the next minute I see you go wolfing out, and now this man's spine is on the floor.
I don't know. I can't describe it. It's like,
clean this up.
Maybe we can bury it.
You want to burn?
To be fair, no. To be fair, we're out in the middle of nowhere. The birds will eat him.
Yeah, let's at least get him off the main road. I don't want my horse stepping him.
Just out of character. You two were just wandering.
Listen,
I wouldn't say that you're near a road per se.
Well, this is where my horse is going, so it's a road right now.
Touche. So, Leona, how would you like your character to make an entrance here after, I'm assuming, witnessing this brutal scene and the aftermath?
Yeah, I think she's actually gonna be, I don't know. I'm torn between if she's kind of like hanging back and watching, or if she's immediately going to offer her help. Because on the one hand, she knows that these folks have clearly got some shit going on and need her assistance. On the other, she's just kind of like, yikes.
Yeah, and I do try to stay away from some of the old World of Darkness lore. You know, like the horrible genocide that the Garou committed against like everyone and everything. Don't love that. So, you know, I try to stay away from that part of it. But I do think that it makes sense that a lot of the other Farah still keep their distance from Garou typically. You know, they're a little bit, I wouldn't say isolated, but there's a respectful distance of like, y'all do some stupid shit. We're going to stay over here and do some other shit.
The stupid shit Knox and Ollie do, for the most part, doesn't end like this.
You know what?
Most of the time, it's us cheating at cards, stealing things, and bullying men. Those are the three.
And bullying men. You know, I will put it to you this way. I'm gonna say that you see a pair of, if you look for them, a pair of large cat eyes watching from behind a bush or some grass. I'm gonna leave it for y'all there. If y'all are being observant, if you're not, she's gonna let you stumble fuckery around for a second.
Both Ollie and Knox, give me a wits and awareness roll.
Godspeed.
Hey.
Oh, I forgot to pull up all the sheet.
Awareness? What is this?
Right?
As I rapidly figure out my skills.
Yeah.
I'm almost there. I swear. Oh well, you never know.
Yeah.
Okay. Awareness. Oh no, I'm not very aware.
Oh no.
That tracks.
Can I? Okay, no.
I don't know. Can't do.
We're off to a good day. We just critted it. Let's fucking go, bitches.
Nice.
So let's see. That's.
Oh, I got 2 successes on, and 1.
Okay.
But not on the rage dice.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's on fire.
I got 4 successes, and I think the crit's double. So that's 6.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Hey, I need a bunch of d10s, don't I?
That's probably a good idea.
So that's 6.
So long since I've played World of Darkness and rolled actual dice. I'm just going to be very honest.
That's fair. I really wish the Demiplane would get on their shit and add Werewolf, because they've got Vampire. They're working on Hunter, but Werewolf, there's nothing really good out there for it.
Oh man,
so. I know.
Okay. I'm biased for Hunter anyways, so
that's fair. I've played it exactly once.
I do love what was done with Hunter, so I'm very, very biased. I need the D10s, not the D100s dice, please. That's not going to help anybody.
So close.
As I scramble to find dice, of course. Please continue.
As one does when you start.
As one does. Oh yeah. Just crackle dice noises. It's all good. All right.
So, Alana, you didn't have a lot of success. I think Ollie's probably still pretty distracted. Mostly trying not to vomit after. Knox, on the other hand, you see some very large cat eyes. Not as large as your umbral friend Twizzlefern, but still unusually large. Just watching from the tall grass.
I feel like I feel like I poured like little water skin, and I'm just like, all right, just close your eyes. Hold on. You don't have to sit in the bushes. You can come out. She's calmed down.
There's a slight pause for a moment, and then you hear, I just had to make sure.
Honestly,
it never hurts to be cautious around these parts.
I thought you were going to say completely something else, but you know what? That's reasonable.
Out of character, what did you think she was going to say?
Listen, probably something rude against the guard. Because I can't trust you wolf people. I'm a cat.
No. She's a sweetie at heart. Oh no, dice down. I'll have to rescue that in half a second. I just
a comrade.
I've lost a comrade. I'm gonna have to go rescue him in half a second, but I think I've got hopefully enough for now. We'll figure it out on the fly. But no, as you hear that voice, out walks a South Asian woman. She is about medium height, medium build, very kind of unassuming in general. She is wearing a black cowboy hat. She's got a dark brown leather jacket on, a blue shirt and jeans with like a red kerchief around the neck. She's got these beautiful, very South Asian inspired looking earrings and necklace, and they've got some turquoise on them. And she has long dark brown hair. And kind of a South Asian face, but also a little bit cat-like. There's something a little bit kitty-catty about her,
Valid in all honesty.
Also, side note, I love the like crossover, even though they're separated by massive oceans between like a lot of Asian cultures and like indigenous American cultures.
Yeah.
As far as like jewelry and things go, like there's a lot of similarities for being so separated.
Yeah, it's funny how cultures and civilizations kind of all inevitably ended up in the same place.
Right.
Funny how humanity in general and society just works like that. But yeah.
Exactly.
I also very much was very intentional when I originally made her with her background to like bring her all the way across from India, and I was like, how did she get here? There's a whole long thing.
I am very curious. So,
her parents were I believe where's my notes? I believe they were rug traders and textile traders. And so originally she was born and raised in New York, if I remember correctly. And that's purely because like her parents had just like come across because they were selling their wares, and then they kind of settled in New York around the ports. Yeah, just gradual immigration and like business and trade and things like that, and that's how she landed up in New York. And then she ended up in Sonoma, California, because something was calling her, essentially.
I love that you took the longest possible route too, like from India to New York to California. You went almost all the way.
Well, yeah, I did. But that was very much intentional of like where historically would trade have happened. It was more likely to happen on New York before it was going to happen on Gold Rush, California's soil. So It was kind of like what brings her there. So yeah, I did a ridiculous amount of research for this. Don't mind me.
I get it.
Longest road trip ever.
Well, it was broken up by like, her parents made have, the trip to New York, and then she was born. So she only had to go across the country,
That's fair.
Longest road trip ever.
When you're a werewolf and you've got the Umbra, is it really a long road trip, or is it just a hop, skip, and a jump?
Nox is just like the Umbra. No.
It's the best way to travel.
I'm not having the more weird ferrets stare at me.
But
she's so comfortable in that space that she's just like,
Yeah.
Nox just surrounded by people from the Umbra. You know what I'm surrounded by? Wealth.
I'm gonna rescue that dice before I forget about it. Be right back.
Probably a good idea.
I'm listening. I don't want to lose
Save him.
Saved.
So, how would our two Garu respond to seeing this cat-like person emerge?
That depends if I'm not body blocking Ollie from seeing her, because I'm trying to clean them up, and I'm just like, stop squirming! I'm trying to get blood out of your eyelash.
Also, I really love that like our two non-binary Garu are very short. So
I don't.
I think it's funny because most of the characters I make are extremely tall. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to make this one short. Haha, cutesy. And then me and Elena are just out here making the same character in different fonts.
Yeah. Both very small, very adorable murder machines.
Yeah, it's perfect.
We're just here to commit arson and grand larceny.
And
Plot
grand
twist.
theft
It's lots of time.
Grand
No
theft
clue where it went.
carriage.
Oh no.
Yeah, you didn't
It's fine.
need it.
It'll turn up at some point. I didn't need it.
Excuse to buy more dice.
Or
You know.
listen, I have so many. It'll be okay. It'll show up.
I need more dice. It's fine.
I
I'll
make
find it
dice.
someday.
I was gonna say, and Alana is also Canadian, so
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Yay. I'm excited.
I feel like I slightly have Nox move out of the way, and it's just so Ollie can now see there is a person, and it's like we had more witnesses. Wonderful.
Huh? No, not a witness. No.
I'm just pouring more water on Ollie.
Look, I get it. I won't tell if y'all don't.
Who the hell was I going to tell?
Like she says it, and she's kind of like very nonsensical about it, and she's just like, obviously, no one's gonna tell anybody, right? Like,
Yeah.
How long were you in the grass? That didn't look or were you napping in the grass?
oh no, I wasn't there long at all. I was just a couple minutes. I think I followed y'all out.
Call it out from what? Oh,
Yeah.
That's
I had Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's a place that I like to visit.
of course.
Yeah,
it's
me
surrounded
too.
by people.
We met a wonderful giant ferret named Twizzleford. It was huge. Huge. The size of multiple carriages.
Oh. I think I remember meeting rattlesnake once upon a time, and they were massive. You could walk all along them like an entire staircase, but bigger than a staircase.
Oh wow.
It was quite
now disassociating at the thought of a giant rattlesnake bigger than a staircase. It was like,
see, this is I don't necessarily recommend it. It was quite an adventure at the time.
Just having flashbacks to watching Dragon Ball Z with the Snake Road.
You were gonna say Nox is having flashbacks, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
I mean, I don't know. You tell me.
Listen, I'm mad that y'all didn't play last week because I was looking forward to the buffoonery that you were gonna do to Nox. I was so excited.
I know. It would have been fun, but that's okay because I think North is wanting to because they've got other stuff, but talked about like wanting to do like once a month for this. So sounds like we might be continuing even more. So it's fine.
Nice.
We can traumatize Nox in the meantime.
I love that for me.
Listen, you chose that background.
Listen, and did I see you said what you got, and I said, here you go. I can give you more.
You're not wrong.
You said, and then you were like magical girls, and then you were like hit me, and I was like, there you go.
Yeah, only slightly bribing you. It's fine.
It's a time. You did it with this game too. You were like, you want to play werewolves? And I was like, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
Listen, I did not have to bribe you for this one. All I said was, do you want to play werewolves? And you're like, yes.
Listen,
you did not ask for more information. You didn't say like what system, like what's the story. You're like, yes,
no,
let's go.
Werewolves.
Werewolves, let's go.
Werewolves and assless chaps. I'm in.
Again, all chaps are assless.
Very understandable.
You're not one of us, but you're one of us, right? Like, I'm not losing my mind.
No, you're not losing your mind, dear.
Okay.
I am y'all, but not one of y'all.
Thank God.
Because I'm
getting like
blood off my face.
It's getting just like, I'm also not one of them.
And what are you?
Lord.
To be fair, in his human form, just kind of like normal size for.
To be fair, everyone is taller than Nox and Ollie right now.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
This game's just like, I think you call me an apis.
Oh. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
You as well.
Were you heading to town, or were you just leaving the Umbra to hop somewhere else?
Well, as a matter of fact, I think I was looking for y'all.
Oh, that's not good.
No. I mean no harm. Let me be abundantly clear. Let's just say I had a sense that y'all could use a little help.
You're not wrong.
Nox is just like, I don't know, I just watched my friend rip out someone's spine. I don't know anymore.
I feel like Nox is like, we're beyond help, actually, lady.
Psychologically, yes.
Yeah.
Given the situation that y'all are in, maybe.
So you want to go punch a werebat and some mages in the face?
Oh, I'd be delighted to help. Especially since y'all are, working with Storm Eater and such. I've had some experience with that. I figured I might offer my services.
I forget about that until y'all bring it up because I'm more preoccupied with punching the werebat in the face.
I respect that.
Just wiping Ollie's face off. Just like...
The best part is I don't think Nox has even met Percy yet.
No,
but you're
doesn't
like,
matter.
I fucking hate him.
He threatened Ollie. Ollie's the only friend they really have.
Oh,
Technically,
all that matters.
Technically, he mostly threatened even Addie and Lucky, but
you're gonna look
Ollie
at
was
Knox and you're gonna tell Knox that someone threatened the man who apologizes to a sack of potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And tell them
It
that
literally
upset
happened.
about it. I will gaslight gatekeep girl boss my way into the side. I will beat person with a sack of potatoes in Lucky's honor.
That seems very fitting. Very fitting.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine this projectile just like potatoes? I'm gonna have some nice bat wings to mount in my house. It's gonna be great.
The second werewolf game where somebody's been like a little bit sociopathic.
Listen, it is what it is. And then they're gonna be like, the Storm Eater thing, shit.
You know, that thing that might bring about the apocalypse.
Only a little
Guess
bit.
that's important.
I guess I could focus on that as well.
Certainly not ideal.
I would imagine not if it's just eat and everything, but I don't know. I'm new to this shit.
Well, perhaps I can guide y'all a little bit.
Because I think we were heading to the... Where were we heading? Hold up.
I can't remember where we're
My
heading.
brain cell
Yourself
loading. Listen, I told you I had one brain cell. That's it. That's all I had.
We
You're
started,
doing great.
It's
yeah.
awesome.
Because I think we were heading to... Were we going? Because we couldn't go to the mages directly because of Percy, which is low-key why I also want to fight him. How dare he interrupt the plan that he didn't know that I was planning. Rude ass. And then we picked up Skinny. That's such a weird sentence out of context. Went and picked up my friend, he's Skinny, and you're just like, Skinny what? Don't worry about it.
To be fair, it's Skinny Fingers.
I feel like that's just as bad in retrospect.
No. It's a very normal blues musician name, you know.
Totally.
Were we heading back to town? Is that what we were doing?
You tell me. I have no idea. I'm just here.
Ollie, where were we going?
I'm trying to remember because originally we were gonna.
I thought they were doing the nose goes. Like, I don't know. I'm not deciding.
No, sometimes when I'm thinking, I go like this.
Listen, don't put me in charge. Don't do that to yourselves.
Too late. I think it's already happened.
Fuck. This is the second time I have been non-consensually just put in charge.
I did write something about a black lagoon. Is that important?
Black Lagoon?
The creatures of the Black Lagoon? Godspeed.
This is ringing 0 bells, and I'm the storyteller.
Okay.
So
I
I'm concerned.
don't think
Okay.
there's anything with a Black Lagoon.
I don't remember a Black Lagoon coming up. Were you doing like personal research while we were playing?
I have no idea. It just says Black Lagoon. I love notes like that.
I love when we don't have like a descriptive note taker.
It's fine. You don't need those.
Okay, so we need a game plan mainly right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Which has been the story of the last like 3 sessions.
To be fair, it was just 2 of us last time. What were we gonna do? You got 2 non-combatant motherfuckers. We can sneak our way out of house and home, but like
I wouldn't say non-combatant. Ollie's pretty okay at shooting things.
I'm
Just
also
not
okay at shooting
the, like,
things, but like I would
It's
do
not so
more
much
of,
the
like
like hurting things.
Mhm.
I feel like Nox could hurt, but Nox needs to hurt at a distance.
Yeah.
It cannot be up close and personal. That's something Lucky would be. That's something with Skinny. That's what we got Skinny for. So our options, because we could go and try and find that leader of the Gurr that met up with us and be like, hey, like we confirmed in the Umbra that the mages and the werebats are working together. So if we take out one, we're going to end up eventually taking out the other because we're going to have to.
I will say you do know that whenever you brought them all together, that she was getting ready to go after Storm Eater directly. So
that's towards the south, I believe.
Yeah. Southwest.
Okay, so she's probably long gone at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else avoids us because cough, cough, Ollie, cough, cough.
This might be a good opportunity to ask your new BFF what she might think would be the best approach.
I gotta think about how Nox would ask this. That's the problem. Because Nox doesn't completely understand the Storm Eater thing still. They're just like, I just know it's bad.
So just don't think, just do.
Yeah.
Nox and Ollie in a nutshell. No think, only do.
No think, just
no think, only sneak. Listen, I put all my stuff into wits, composure, and sneak. I can manipulate a little bit. That's what I got going for me. Nox is gonna look at their new feline friend and so you also came from the Umbra. You saw the Storm Eater. Did they? Yeah. And you probably saw or felt, I don't know how that shit works, the people in there that shouldn't have probably been in there messing with things, because there were people messing with things.
Yes, that does tend to happen.
You and Ollie are the only two people that I'm aware of that mess with the Umbra in an extent that can be dumbed down to explain to me. So I'm going to need a game plan to run with, because all I have is a horse, a gun, and a pouch of gold. And I can do damage with a pouch of gold, but there's only so much I can figure out from here.
Nah, that's fair enough. The Umbra is complicated.
Just swing it.
About to turn it into a weapon.
You ever seen a butter sock? That's what this shit about to be.
Yeah, just waiting for Nox to go full Metal Jacket and start beating these mages in their sleep.
Yep.
Listen, don't expose my plans.
The Umbra's real complicated sometimes, unfortunately, because, well, a lot of people have a lot of vested interests, as you saw. People getting involved in the Umbra does happen from time to time, especially if they're trying to lure the Storm Eater closer. Not everyone carries the same values as folks like us, you see.
People, you can lure that shit like a fish?
You sure can, or you can try. But it's not the most easy thing to do, of course. You're probably making some bad deals along the way. But some people will do anything in the name of whatever they're trying to achieve. After all, at the end of the day, we are the children of Gaia, but not everyone is the same in that belief. Or some believe that the best way forward is total destruction. After all, you know about the myth of the Weaver, the Worm, and what's the other thing? Out of character, I forgot.
The Wild.
The Wild, yes. After all, you know the myth of the Worm, the Weaver, and the Wild, and the careful balance that has been thrown out a loop there.
Nox is just gonna tilt their head. Like, it
I
is
was gonna say, to be fair, Nox probably has no idea.
Nox is only gonna
okay.
Nox is only been an outcast for a year, maybe 2.
What?
They are literally baby. That's why I'm fighting with a bag of gold.
Yeah, never put them in a corner, whatever you do.
Or challenge me to a card game, apparently.
Let's see if I can really quickly pull this up and give you a really good little extra quickie little summation. In character at that, because that will be fun. AF. And very much of Sita's vibe.
Sita just with a notebook just ready.
She's kind of a little bit of a lore keeper anyways. Oh, internet, please don't freeze. Oh, there we go. Okay. I thought it was about to die on me, and I was like, no, don't do it. Not in the middle of a game. Don't do it to me. Sita's always been a bit of a lore keeper, even within her original tribe that she hails from. And so this is all very familiar territory for her. She goes, well, The story of the worm, the weaver, and the wild is an important one to know, so if you don't know it, I'd better tell you now. The wild is raw, unbridled creation. The weaver spins reality into patterns, and the worm is supposed to destroy the excess order or the excess chaos. However, the weaver went insane and tried to spin all of reality into its web, including the worm. This drove the worm mad, so now it seeks not to balance, but to destroy everything. The worm has many agents and many faces, all bent on the utter destruction of Gaia and us, folks like us. Well, we fight to keep the apocalypse from coming. And that's how the Storm Eater gets involved. People who want to see that destruction hastened, who want to bring about the agents of the worm that much faster. People who believe that Gaia ain't worth saving. You get my drift?
So basically, we're all mentally ill.
You know, you ain't wrong when you put it that way.
No, like that was so out of character.
Like, that's like
my initial thought is just like, damn, this bitch went crazy and made this other bitch go crazy, and now we're all just paying the. This is like being in a divorcee household. Yeah. Like the worm wanted custody but couldn't get it, so the ex-wife tried to get him arrested for drug use or something.
To be fair, it was more the weaver. The weaver really is like not the BBEG, but like the cause of the worm becoming the BBEG.
Yeah, kind of the instigator. The weaver is very much the instigator there, because they became so attached to all of the wild that they were spinning into reality that the moment that the worm tried to destroy things, they didn't like it. That's
so
the problem.
Weaver's a control freak.
Well, I don't think you're entirely wrong to call them that. Yeah.
Sounds like my sister.
Look,
Margaret.
Way back where I come from, all things need to be kept in balance, and this is an imbalance that exists in our universe. Of course, it's only people like us that know about it, but that's the reason why things get a little haywire every now and again, if you know what I mean. And it's our job to keep that balance for as long as we possibly can. So, to that end, why don't y'all tell me about what you got going on around these parts? If you know that there are people that are messing with the Umbra and that are trying to bring the Storm Eater closer, that means you also must have some folks who you've been communicating with to let them know about what's going on, right?
We did. They ignored us.
Well, that's unfortunate.
You can blame me for that one.
I blame you for a lot of things, Ollie. However, I will not blame you for them not taking a statement that multiple people, including myself, said was a thing. And I just got here. The fact that we had to get Lucky to vouch for us, and that is the only time, they're not going to listen to us again because Lucky isn't here, because I am apparently guilty by proxy. And I, again, just got here.
Would it help if I said something?
No, because one of them is chasing the Storm Eater, and the other ones are actively avoiding us because Ollie is awake. But that's neither here nor there at this point. They will pay their penance a later date. Just spinning the sack of gold.
Yeah, so he's kind of like taking that on. She goes, yeah, fair enough, honestly. Well, what does that leave us with? What options we got?
So we can either be extremely reckless and go directly to the mages, but I believe there is a bat named Person who I just really want to hit because they were trying to kill several people. Apparently they're really strong. I don't know how that's going to go.
And they outsneak us.
For now. You can't outsneak me if you don't have legs.
Amazing.
Listen, you can't look at me in the eye and tell me that you were like, Lee's gonna play this noble character who has 8 siblings, and it's just like not gonna be a little unhinged.
I knew what I was getting into.
Just like they wake up in cold sweats and covered in fur. That's gonna be a little unhinged.
That's fair. That's fair. Also, it makes some sense. Like Garu are a little bit more individualistic than some of the other feral, like the werecats, the Bastet, are, I would say, typically a little bit more united. Like they teach each other. I mean, so do the Garu, but there's just more division between. Yeah. I mean, partially because you're still very young in terms of Garu, partially because of your friends. Chose the wrong Garu to associate with. But also Bastet are known to be like cultivators of knowledge. They are people who like seek out any kind of knowledge. That's one of their tasks that Gaia gave to them whenever they were created, was to go out and gather knowledge. Whereas the Garu are more like the muscle for Gaia.
Mm-hmm. I'll also add she's a Galliard and a Children of Gaia. So like this is all her jam, is being chill and being calm and like organizing the shit and having the information, you know? It's all her wheelhouse.
Yeah, the Galliards being like essentially bards is the best comparison for like other TTRPGs.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it just makes sense. Yeah.
So we could be reckless and do that. That's all I got, because I don't know a lot of information in regards to the mages nor Percy. And just looks at Ollie and is like, that is your forte?
Well, Ollie, what you got?
Just covered still in. Just like...
Having trauma right now. Not very coherent.
Self-induced trauma at that. Which is both the best and worst kind.
So I'm just trying to remember exactly what we did and what we concluded last time, because I remember we concluded something.
We honestly just came to the conclusion that like everything we were already under the suspicion of was linked together.
Yeah. And then did we somehow talk to what was her name? Sky?
No, we have not talked to her again because she's the one who's going to chase after the Storm Eater like a buffoon.
Okay.
Not by herself, though. Like, she's taking other Garu with her.
Listen, I think of her now as those people that chase tornadoes in a van.
Okay, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
She's just out with a camera like, all right, guys, it's me, Sky, and we're out here Storm Eater watching. Like,
you're really not wrong.
Yeah.
Back to the car.
Well, and I mean, she did tell you that the last time that the Storm Eater was contained, number one, they weren't nearly as strong as they are now, because in the time since they've been loose, they were able to absorb a very massive Weaver Bane and just amplified their power immensely. But the last time that they were sealed away, it required the literal sacrifice of multiple Garu lives. Like Elder Garu had to give their lives quite literally in order to contain it. So
yeah,
it was like, hey, you know what? You are basically a baby. You can't really help here because you're not, unfortunately, not strong enough. Like there's not anything that you can do at this point. You know, like you going wouldn't really add anything to it. So it's like you could just stay here. We'll go die. It's fine.
Because everybody who does that ritual dies.
Unfortunately, that's the way it works. Yeah.
So they're off trying to do that buffoonery.
Mm-hmm.
It's
we
good
pretty
buffoonery.
much Did
you say it's good buffoonery?
Yeah,
that's what I hesitated on. I was like,
protect Gaia, you know.
Yeah, it's
what kind of Philosopher's Stone bullshit are you running right now?
It is the thing you're expected to do when you hear about stuff like this. And so what Sita kind of pieces that together, she goes, well, that is technically what they meant to do. So it does seem like buffoonery, but it is part and parcel of living this life.
Living life is also buffoonery.
I'll give you that one. I've certainly done quite a bit of buffoonery in my day.
I saw a man piss in a bucket and miss. This is buffoonery.
She doesn't know what to make of that one.
Exactly. Buffoonery.
Okay, neither does Rick.
Listen.
Like a very cat-like head tilt, and she just kind of, you know.
We don't have a lot of options, really, because either our kind is, I guess, I don't know, killing themselves, I suppose, or being promiscuous in the woods, and we're not going to talk about that right now.
Oh, lucky. Lucky.
Rest in peace, lucky.
Yeah, the other member of the party. Yeah,
lucky not lucky.
With the werewolf. Yeah.
Not the first time Cetus encountered something like that.
Cetus like, that's about average.
Well, she used to be a rancher girl too. So like, fun fact, her old group was all different types of Farah. Like it was a complete mixed group. So which was a lot of fun. So she's encountered a bunch of fun things. So she's kind of like as outlandish as some of these things are, she's also pretty comfortable like rolling with it. Like she's a little bit older at this point, so she's just kind of like, yeah, all right, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like it'd be weird to somebody else, but you're like, whatever. This is
whatever. Y'all are just youngins. It's fine. My job is to guide you. I'm a mama cat right now, and that's what it is. It's fine. Sorry, not sorry.
Like
so many jokes, not enough time.
Okay, now I need to know.
No, you don't get to know the jokes now.
Nox is just mommy. Sorry, the entire rest of the.
That's me. That's me.
You know,
Nox is just like, am I into this? Am I not into this? I don't know.
Wouldn't be the first time, darling.
Nox internally just like, huh?
Just the gay panic.
So I don't have a lot of input on this. I don't have a lot of favor in this. I don't know what the hell's going on, to be completely honest, 90% of the time. But that's okay.
Well, and Ollie, what can you tell me?
Well, yeah, I can tell you a lot of Umbra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke to Twizzlefern, the aforementioned giant ferret. They told us about some of the happenings, mostly about the Storm Eater, and where it is. But there was also the mages. Like when I first got here into this region, I followed the bat, or Percy. I followed what was a bat in the Umbra, turned into a man, and was Percy, and very sneaky. And there's a mage's hideout, which was you couldn't see in the Umbra, which was really suspicious. So we sort of investigated that and determined that there's a big oil company involved with mages, involved with werebats, essentially. And
premium oil, which later becomes Pentex.
Yeah,
blow up the oil company.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, I can tell you over the table. You can try to end premium oil, but it won't happen because they are just going to continue, especially at this point, because Ollie, you had seen Jeremiah Lassiter came into town, who is the founder of Premium Oil, and that by this point, like your characters wouldn't know this, but just out of character over the table, Jeremiah has already made a deal with the worm that the worm now controls Premium Oil. It is going to continue no matter what. Like, there's really not anything you can do to stop it. You can slow it. Yeah. But I mean, mages can be killed.
Yeah. We got to get to him first, but if Percy's up the ass, I can only do so much.
We can try finding a sneaky way in, or if anybody has particular talents in, like, I don't know, talking to people.
I have, to be fair, like out of character, I have a 2 in charisma, a 2 in manipulation. I can try my damnedest, okay?
I'm technically not bad. I've got a 3 in charisma.
I told you, Elena, we could just seduce them. That was also an option.
Well, that was the original plan, wasn't it?
Except they've 100%
Oh wait, they've
already
seen me.
Holly. Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be me doing the seduction.
Sita is pretty sneaky. She does have 3 dots in stealth, by the way. So okay, out of character, just to make sure I am understanding. It sounds like the best route is to kind of go after the mages at this point, or
yeah, I'm just worried we're gonna get our cheeks clapped by Percy.
Yeah, Percy's really sneaky. Like,
quickly fill me in once again. Just I might have missed this. Who is Percy again?
Percy is the werebat.
Percy is the werebat. Okay, so going after the mages will also help us go after the werebat.
Yeah, and
okay.
This werebat is
to be honest, I'm down. I'm down to fuck around and find the fuck out. I think it will be funny.
Unless they see me, and then they'll just instantly kill everybody.
Well, that's why you have to hide better. You have to hide at the highest caliber known to man and some to dolphin. Okay, I'm gonna need you to get it in check. Lock in, honey.
I can hide really well.
Don't
the highest caliber known to man and to dolphin was impeccable. I hope you know you are a gem. Like that was iconic. I need that on a t-shirt. Like that was iconic. Oh my god.
Listen, it just gets worse as the day progresses.
I just need you around me forever because you're just gonna keep saying iconic shit and I love it.
Yeah. Right. That's why I keep telling Lee, like, I'm gonna keep bullying them into as many games as I can.
Yeah.
I like playing tabletops.
Excellent.
My fucking cheese dip's cold, man. Now I'm sad. I don't want to get
like I convinced them to play in one game. One like very gay monster non-binary game. And then here we are.
Perfection, honestly.
I was literally getting harassed by another mutual and they were like, hey, go play the gay monsters because you like Monster Prom. And I was like, I ain't asked you to call me out like this. And then they added me in your post and you were like, hello. And I was like, fuck, all right.
And I've been winning ever
since. Like, you want to play werewolves? Damn it, Rick. How do you know my weakness?
Well,
what's even better is you didn't even play the werewolf in that game. You played a vampire.
I know. I played a vampire. And then you were like, hey, Lee, I'm playing a game with werewolves. And I was like...
my other weakness among several.
Listen, to be honest, werewolves are one of my favorite supernatural creatures, so it did not take a lot. Vampires on the low bottom tier of the list. I just thought it fit for the character, and I loved her. Don't get me wrong. I'm just gonna break shit, monotone and break shit. This one's just got ADHD.
Same though.
So relatable. So relatable.
But I think that's probably our best option.
Yeah.
If we just try and Ollie sneak in and me and you just try and not get got, I guess. I don't know. We could also just try and sneak in, to be completely honest.
Well, you are talking to a werecat. I am pretty stealthy, if you know what I mean. I could also scope out the place a little bit before we go in. Give us a better shot.
I'm ready to seduce.
I'm so afraid of this.
I will mention, because I don't know if Alana has forgotten or if Ollie has just forgotten in character. But,
yes.
Alana, yeah, the answer is yes. Ollie did try to scry into the hideout and was immediately blocked by wards, and that's when they like saw them. Because what they got in response is like they could see mentally, like psychically.
Oh, okay. So me trying to use spirits probably wouldn't work either then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're mages, so you know.
Rude. They're mages, not priests.
What can I roll? Because I don't think we have a society type roll, but is there something that I can roll, like maybe something in a cult? To try and give myself a better idea of what the situation is and what might be the best approach or plan of action.
Yeah, I would say probably intelligence and occult.
All right, that is 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I forget. How do I know which ones are a success? I'm looking for what numbers?
6 and above.
6 and above.
Rick, I just had an epiphany. Which
Are
is
zeros?
Oh,
Are
no.
zeros a 10? Zeros are a 10, right?
Yes, they'd be
Yeah.
10.
So that is 3 successes. Nope, 4 successes. I lied.
How many 10s did you get?
2.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's a crit. So that makes that
Yeah.
6 successes.
Oh yeah.
Critting.
What was your epiphany, Lee?
So I forgot I have this thing that can give me what's the word? Prophetic visions.
Oh.
Oh, that's handy.
Okay.
I forgot I had that. I just looked over
Is
at
that
my
one of
little
your gifts?
yeah, the sight from beyond. I believe it is.
I don't remember what that one does. So give me.
I
Just
think it's genuinely just says prophetic visions. I'm not 100% though.
You just suddenly start speaking in tongues.
Listen,
like,
As you do.
yeah, occasionally I just get a message from Lee. Like, there's usually more context to it, or like I've sent them something, but I just get tee and I'm like, oh shit, what's gonna happen now?
I blame one of my online friends because because they're Filipino. So they speak Tagalog at me and they'll speak English at me. So sometimes they'll say something in Tagalog and I don't know a lot of it. And then I'll just go teehee and then they'll go teehee back, which usually means I've responded incorrectly or I've shown them something that makes them panic. Because I have a character that's like a mafia boss that they all simp for. I love my son. I love him to pieces. And every time I post him, I get teehee. And then I posted this long thing of like history for him. And they were like, this is not very teehee-ly. And I was like, that's unfortunate, truly. You wanted to see what happens. Here you go.
Fucked around and found out.
Yep.
And they were like, that's my husband. I was like, are you sure you want that smoke? Like, hold on, where's Discord? I'm gonna show you my son.
You sure about that? Like,
Where's my
you are
Look
you
at my
really
son.
asking for that smoke? Like that's all you, boo boo.
All right, let me look up this ability real quick because I honestly do not, for the life of me, remember what it does.
that is my son.
It may be important.
Ooh. I love.
He has a fan club and a simp certificate. It's great.
It's beautiful. That's so magical. Like honestly. That's
Okay,
like,
Lee, you said it was what?
Sight from Beyond, I believe.
That's right.
gonna bug me. Where did that die run off to? I'll look for it later.
No, I can jump high as shit. I can snare spirits, the Wolf Reborn, and then the Sight from Beyond. So I'm like looking at these, and I'm like, one of these does something with some kind of visions, trying to be like fucking what's that? What's her name? What's her name from Charmed? Fuck. Trying to be like Phoebe from Charmed.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I hear levitating and shit. There you go.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. The wielder of this gift received prophetic visions, glimpses of the umbral landscape, the future or the past. Sometimes as dreams, or other times in waking moments. The visions are rarely clear and appear dreamlike or symbolic, but they can warn of immediate danger or act as beacons in the face of difficult choices. So this is a great time for that. 100%.
So, yeah. May I please use that?
You sure can. You gotta spend 1 willpower, and you roll intelligence plus wisdom. So I'm gonna basically take the 2 results. Like, Sita's got a very good result. Hopefully Nox will also roll really well and can add even more to that.
How many will points do I get? I don't know if I have that on here. Hold on.
Yes. You've definitely got plenty to spend 1. You're good for now.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I don't know if that's on here unless I'm just. No, I found it. Haha. You said willpower, right?
Willpower, but then you roll intelligence plus wisdom.
Okay. I just wanted because I found the willpower and I have 5 of them. So I'm like, haha, I have numbers.
So proud of you.
What do I roll again? Hold on. Where's my
intelligence plus wisdom?
Okay, that's fine. Let's see, where's wisdom? 2. Oh god, I can't read. Oh, there it is. Haha. And then my 2 rage. So 2. Where am I raging? There am I raging. 2. That is 3 successes.
Okay, decent. Yeah. So I would say that Nox, you are having this discussion, and just to everyone else, it kind of looks like you sort of fall down on your ass and your like eyes start to roll back. Not like you're having a seizure, but like
damn graceful as shit.
I think, yeah. I think Ollie has probably seen this once or twice. Maybe they didn't really know what was going on, probably because Nox didn't tell them.
No, why would I do that? Talk
What
about
that?
I
Talk
drank
about what's
much.
going
Don't
on
worry
in my
about it.
life? No, ridiculous. And you can see a bat. Like that is a constant thing that you keep seeing. As you're sort of seeing, what you had seen previously in the Umbra, and this bat seems like it is watching. Like you're looking at yourself from above, and you can see that this bat is following you.
First of all,
Hard.
rude. He already knows where we are. That's disgusting.
Yeah. It's already creeping on us.
Yeah.
Gross. You perv. Cancel him. I feel like Nox like says nothing about it, and like the fact that they fell on their ass just kind of gets up and it's like, we have company. That's unfortunate. Can I roll occult to see if I can tell if I can feel his presence? Is that the thing?
It wouldn't be a cult. That'd be more of like a wits awareness. But let me resolve Leona's roll before we do anything else. So, Sita, as you are trying to like rack through your memories and plot what would be the best approach here, I mean, you would probably know that mages in their own layer, for lack of a better term, are much more powerful. That if you go after them where they live, they are going to have wards. They're going to be prepared. They're going to be able to do more than they could if you were able to find them out in the wild or get them individually. And also the fact that they have this werebat is unusual.
Yeah.
The fact that any kind of shape changer would be working with mages towards seemingly the destruction of Gaia is very unusual. I mean, there are obviously plenty of Farah who have turned to the worm, but everything that you've heard doesn't really give like Black Spiral Dancer kind of vibes. They're not like just, mustache twirling bad guys. Percy is maybe, I would say, you think that there's some kind of ulterior motive there, that maybe Percy's not as much of an obstacle as you might think initially.
Like this is a double crossing situation, or like a misguided, or
I would say either misguided or maybe like a mole, like they were trying to like get more information.
Okay. So, okay. So Sitha's kind of mulling over things, and she She kind of goes, well, there's a couple things I can tell you. First of all, I do think it's best if we don't fight the mages on their own ground, and it's better we lure them out somewhere. So technically, if they see Ollie, it might not be the worst idea if we can bring them somewhere. Second of all, this Percy fella, well, something tells me you may not want to beat him right around the head. Might have some useful information for you. Maybe.
He's possibly watching us right now, so it ain't gonna make much of a difference. He knows what my intentions are.
Knows, yeah.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
Shall we invite him?
As long as he stays at least 10 feet away from me.
I'll protect.
You can hide behind me.
I don't need protecting. He does.
I could be the block.
It's just not
Covered in
like that angry little Pomeranian dog that's like trying to attack the mailman.
See, there's like, I'll make sure things stay calm. Don't you worry. Well, then, if you think you're being watched, how do you think you can get their attention? Tell them what we want to talk.
That's a wonderful question.
Call them.
We could try that because it's possible he's been watching.
Hey, Percy, come on.
It's just like The Price is right. Come on, man. Just like,
We know you're there.
Yeah, can I roll to see if he is like around right now?
Oh, don't worry, you don't have to.
Godspeed.
While you're discussing your plans, Nox, something hits the ground between your feet, and a second later you hear the echo of gunfire. Seemingly, this would have been intentional. Like the fact that it really wasn't. You don't feel like you were in any danger. It's just the single shot. It seems like it was very well placed, and Ollie, what you would have seen of Percy, they're very careful. Like, they wouldn't do something like that if they weren't 100% sure of themselves.
Yeah.
And I guess you were already thinking about, like, looking around. You look around, you don't see anything immediately. But Skinny says, "You'll hear that?" And as he points this out, you can hear the flutter of wings.
How many wings?
I mean, just seemingly 2.
Plot twist, they have 4. Just little baby ones.
Aww.
So, wait, is the gunfire being aimed at us, or is it being aimed somewhere else?
It got in between my feet.
It
It
was between Nox's.
Oh,
was
okay.
a warning shot.
So we're being
This
shot
is
at.
right.
We're also hearing basically.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like they were just making their presence known. Like, I see
Yeah.
you, bitch. And I'm like,
So Percy is shooting at us?
Percy shot at me specifically between my feet in a way that would not harm me, but
Yeah,
to acknowledge that they are there.
But he's in a bat form. Or am I just misunderstanding things?
So
Possibly
Wow.
went from human to bat.
So while you're all trying to figure out what's going on, you can see that Skinny is looking up and is like making essentially eye contact with this bat. And exactly as Lee was saying, you see the bat very rapidly, like faster than the typical like Guru transformation takes a little bit, unless they've got their quick shifting. You see very, very quickly goes from this small bat to a person. You can see that Ollie, you would recognize that this is Percy, and you can see that they are clearly aiming a rifle towards Nox, like mid-air.
I'm gonna tell him to stop.
Lee has a question. Is Percy hot? I need to know for research purposes.
Probably, yeah. I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, we'll say that would make sense. I mean,
they're named Percy, for God's sakes.
They sounded pretty hot when they were, doing their stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
How close are they to me with this rifle right now?
They're maybe, we'll say like 100 feet away. And you see that like they're aiming. They fire again, like pinpoint accuracy between your feet. Hits the exact same spot as far as you can tell, and then quickly transform back to a bat.
What are they trying to tell us?
Shooting at my baby character.
I'm gonna spit. Like full on
just
hot.
Spit, like nothing else. I think that gives a different message.
Listen, I don't like Percy. You gonna shoot at me? I'm a smash. You could have shot at any one of us. You could have shot in front of us, but me, directly in between my feet, because I said you ready to catch these fisticuffs because you were watching
this
me.
This is Nox's accidental, like unplanned enemies to lovers story.
Rick, you hit me with that on Swing for Emotional Distress because that's my favorite trope ever.
It was 100% not planned.
That's so funny.
But I'm here for
it. Crying. Not, I hate this man.
Do I need to get this Percy individual to behave? Are they trying to move us in a different direction? I'm just trying to wrap my head around what's going on.
I feel like if they wanted to kill Nox, they would have done it already. So I
get that. This is mostly a question for Rick.
Yeah. I mean, I think the fact that your new compatriots are not seemingly threatened by this, like they don't seem like they're afraid that he's going to kill them. Maybe it's more of a like move, stop standing around.
Oh,
yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense because you shoot in between somebody's feet.
But mine, not everyone's. Didn't everyone.
Telling us to get our butts in gear.
Very pointed.
He's just mad that I'm pretty.
I think Sita kind of growls like it's very like a very cat-like noise, and she goes, "Well, we'd better move then. Somebody's trying to get us somewhere quick, fast, and in a hurry."
Well, maybe he could use his words instead of his gun, but who am
I? I'd like him to use his words. I'd like him to use his words too, but I suppose we need to get somewhere where he can use his words, if you know what I mean.
Oh, maybe he's too. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Head tilt immediately, but just shrugs.
Alcita doesn't care. She's already on the move. Is it faster for her to go in animal form or by foot to kind of follow?
I mean, animal form would be always for sure.
Okay.
Off she goes.
Okay,
she has
time for a giant corgi.
Yeah,
all right. Can I like shift into hold on? Which one is it? I think it's the Hispo that I'm looking for.
The dire wolf.
Yeah, the one that looks more wolfy. Yeah.
Well, because there's the lupus, which is like the full wolf. There's the Hispo, which is the dire wolf, basically.
Okay, I'll go lupus then. Can I just lupus shift and pick up Ollie like scruff like a kitten and just take them with me?
I mean, they're currently in their Hamid form, their human form. So
I thought they said they were shifting into corgi.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they're gonna shift, and yeah, that is one of my favorite things about Ollie, because we've had to show everyone. Well, not had to. They've needed to see. Is Olive handy, Alana?
Is Olive handy?
Yeah.
Oh, my dog. Yes.
The brain celling.
No, I have 0 brain cells.
I get it. But Ollie looks like Alana's real life corgi.
Oh.
And his name, like Olive the corgi, is Ollie's namesake. So.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, because there's the I believe it's the Clement lupus, whatever I can't think of words now. That lets your lupus form look like a regular dog instead of a wolf. So yes, this is
precious.
what Ollie looks like.
I kind of just woke her up, so she's a little.
You
She's
monster!
like,
How dare you?
A big pupper. Love him.
Yeah.
My
Also,
dog
yes,
is in
small.
the corner. She's like, I was walking away for this.
Hello.
So cute.
She's like, why am I here?
You're so asleep.
I crave violence and a nap. Put me down.
Pardon me.
So,
Yeah.
Sita has already, started moving. I feel like Skinny is not far behind with old Pete.
Yeah.
Are they also in their form, like the giant form?
Oh no, Skinny is just.
I was about
riding
to be fair, if we don't shift, we do have the horses, so we're fine either way. But I thought it would be funny if we all shifted and I'm just carrying you in my mouth. I thought that would be funny. That's the only reason I wanted to shift. But
I'm down for it. I think that's adorable.
I think that's just funny.
Yeah, small dog carrying smaller dog.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I feel like Nox's wolf form is relatively large considering their actual size. Like you're just like, Everyone's like, wow, your dog form's bigger than your human form, and they're like, I will kill you.
Human Nox is the Chihuahua. Wolf Nox is just a regular wolf. Amazing. So are you all headed back into town then?
I thought we were. Is that where?
Well, I'm following Percy, so wherever Percy goes is where I'm going to follow.
Oh, Percy definitely is headed back to town.
Okay. Then it's probably... okay, then... Yeah, if we shift, it should be fine if we just look like dogs.
Until you have to shift back.
Dogs and a giant cat, but
Then it might be better to take the horses. Damn us and our secrecy.
The classic Montana Panther.
Yeah,
clearly. Listen, she's good at sticking to the shadows.
Yeah, okay, so I'll have Nox get on their horse and just start taking after Sita, who's chasing after Percy.
She's teaching the kiddos by example. She's leading by example.
Not the kiddos. Crying.
Yeah, come on. You're clearly a baby wolf. Like she's teaching.
No, it's true. Nox really fucking is. Nox really is. And Nox's knowledge is that 110% is not going to argue. However, if you call them baby and not in the sweet Southern black mom kind of way, you are catching.
No, she wouldn't dare. She wouldn't dare.
Like, how dare you?
She's smart.
Yeah, not out loud. Not out loud.
Yeah,
not out loud.
Never out loud.
Unless you are Nox's mother, no.
No. She's a little smarter than that. She's got some sense of self-preservation.
Nox is out here ready to fight God or die trying.
So you make your way back into town, and do any of you shift back? I mean, Nox, you were on your horse, so
yeah.
I know you're in human form, but Ollie, are you staying in your corgi form, or are you shifting back before you go into town?
I'll shift back before I get to town, just so that I appear normal.
Yeah.
Covered in blood, but normal.
Yeah. I feel
like we've gotten most of the blood off, because I did pour a whole water skin on you.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Also, because I always give you guys the right of dedication, whenever you're transforming and then back to human, it's probably going to typically remove any of that anyway, because whatever set of clothes you're dedicating, it's probably not the clothes that you're wearing every single day. You probably own more than one set of clothes, I would hope, in theory. So, any of that blood and stuff should be removed.
Should be gone. Okay.
Yeah.
What happened? Why is Ollie bloody? They fell.
Yeah. But also, I love the mental image of like this corgi chasing after 2 horses, a panther, and an old man on a donkey.
We're all chasing a bat.
Yep. It's like one of those moments. I saw this, just listed it off.
It's like Homeward Bound, but way more fucked up.
Oh my god, yes. Yes. You're so right.
Ollie, you are pretty well known in this area, even though you don't necessarily live here all the time. And Knox, obviously, you do live here. As you're making your way into town, you see the sheriff.
Yeah.
Clearly has been waiting for you to come back.
Like Lucky's dad, sheriff?
No. Lucky's dad is sheriff of Silver Falls, not Missoula.
Okay.
Yeah. Different town.
Okay.
Is the sheriff one of us, or is the sheriff human?
The sheriff is human.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And she just says, okay, Ollie, I know you and your friends have been getting into it with some of the locals. I need you to cool your shit.
Okay. Well, we'll keep things cool.
Knox just kind of looks at Ollie, just like confused, like, huh?
I mean, Knox, you almost got into a gunfight
One of our
No, I
a day
didn't.
or so before as well.
No, I didn't. I de-escalated a gunfight. There is a difference.
I said almost.
He almost fought Lucky. That's on him.
Lucky
I just told him.
Lucky did get into a fight like a couple days before that.
Mhm.
So.
Mm-hmm. And
As far as Knox is aware, they have done nothing wrong. Like, how dare you insinuate I have done anything? I am baby.
I promise you, the rest of the riffraff is not here right now.
Yeah, she just raises an eyebrow and walks off.
Okay. I'm so tempted to prank her.
Who put a bee in her britches? I'm gonna need her to calm down. Unnecessarily.
I think it was Ollie. Sneaky suspicion.
What do you mean? Ollie did nothing wrong. They've been with me. I also did nothing wrong.
Right. So from here, with this diversion from the sheriff, you all don't know where Percy has gone, but also Ollie, you would know that anytime you went anywhere near the secret society's headquarters, that he would show up and try to block you.
Yeah.
So you know that it's not hard to find him if you really want to.
If we head to those secret quarters, we can probably get Percy to show up again.
Sounds like a plan.
Especially if we want to talk to him.
Now you better be on your best behavior, Knox. We don't have any allies, and we better get some.
I am typically on my best behavior. Typically.
Always.
There's never any witnesses to prove me wrong.
Exactly.
At least none that survived.
Exactly.
Like we learned from the best.
Yeah. Totally.
I feel like Knox is just really proficient at avoiding getting in trouble because of having 8 siblings.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That would do it.
Like, I did nothing wrong. I wasn't even here. What do you mean, Mama? I was with Julianne. We were outside the bushes.
I forget, is Knox the youngest or are they a middle child? Okay, that's what I thought.
Knox is the baby.
It shows.
Good. I'm glad. Knox is the baby. Knox is just sitting here like, My parents are too old to scold me.
So what is the plan now? Now that you're back in town?
I guess we're going to keep looking for wherever the mages are to find Percy.
I mean, you know exactly where they are.
Oh, okay.
We just have to go there, and then if we want to talk to Percy, we can then, I don't know, just make it known that we're there to Percy specifically, not the mage.
I feel like Percy will already know though.
Yeah, I mean, he here.
So I guess, are we just heading straight to the mages? Is that what y'all want to do?
I guess if we head in that direction, we're bound to run into Percy, right?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I would imagine.
Let's start heading then, for sure.
Okay.
I'm hoping that Percy's gonna intercept us at some point and guide us elsewhere if he wants to talk.
Well, and I will say, you all have already discussed the fact that going headfirst into their base of operations is not smart.
Yeah, I think we would have to lure them out. If Percy doesn't speak to us, then we would have to lure them out probably with Ollie.
And I mean, at this point, Percy really hasn't given any indication that he's going to do that. So I think it would be up to y'all to figure out how to get them out.
Okay.
So I'm the bait. Lure one at a time. And pick them up.
Only one of you can come out.
That's the rule. Unless we like cause some like reason for them to leave the building they're in.
Yeah.
Which could be a multitude of things, but it would have to be something they can't just get rid of with fire. With magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, we'd probably want to take this fight out of town because it sounds like y'all are going to get in more shit if it's happening in town.
Yep.
Probably.
Just saying.
Sounds about right.
Plus, the fact that you couldn't transform in town without causing a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh no, I dropped my candy.
Oh no.
Not the candy.
I know, it's my last one.
I mean, what happens if a panther like starts stalking their building? Are they gonna come out and chase the panther?
Somebody would. That's for
somebody
sure.
would, but would everybody? That's like.
Also, would it be the mages or would it be the sheriff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably more like the sheriff.
Do the mages have to use like components for like magic, or is it like sorcery, natural magic?
I feel like you probably wouldn't know. I will tell you over the table. It is very much the way that like magic works is if they want it to be, they can do it one of two ways basically. Like there's the vulgar magic, which is I'm just gonna literally throw a fireball that is going to cause severe repercussions because that's not a natural thing that happens. So it causes what's called paradox, which has all kinds of fun things that can happen. But I'm blanking on what the opposite of vulgar magic is now. Whatever it is more natural. It manifests in ways that logically make sense. Like it's weird coincidence. So I mean, it's harder to do at this point. But like if you were in a more modern setting, and you were like fighting in a subway station, right? They could cause like a gas line to spontaneously rupture and catch a spark from some loose wiring, right? And that could shoot out fire, causing that fireball in a way that doesn't break reality.
Okay. Yeah, the only way I can think of getting them out of that building is to like instigate something or do something to the building that would result in them having to leave.
Or something they are vested in, at least. Because they're...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because like the only thing I can really do is like spirit shit, and I don't think spirits can like shake the building.
Not physically.
Emotionally.
But they could, well, I mean, they could like mages can usually see spirits, maybe not all the time, but they are able to interact with the spirit world at least.
Yeah.
Could I have spirits spook them out of the building?
Probably not spook them out. Because, I mean, they're mages, so they would just probably try to trap the spirits or kill the spirit.
Rude. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is doing extensive property damage to the actual building to make them leave, because the building would lose integrity at some point.
Why
And
are
if
you
you
guys
drop
are you still like walking towards this building,
Yeah.
or have you sort of stopped to gather your wits or whatever remains of them?
Not my wits.
Never heard.
I think Sita would definitely have tried to stop the group because, like, again, it's not good to try and get right up on it. It's not smart.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like if Sita's in front of them, I feel like Nox is just going to come to a halt and just be like, all right then.
Now remember, if you're getting close, isn't going to help us necessarily.
Yeah, but we can't think of nothing to help us because they're just going to deflect it back with their magic shit.
And I can't see in there because they have all those wards.
No, of course. Well, that's the reason why going in there directly isn't going to help us either. We do need to come up with a plan of attack, ideally to lure them out of here.
Wait, so the building's like boarded up, like you can't see inside?
It's magically messed with.
It's not physically boarded up.
Yeah.
Oh, so a gun, so we could snipe these out this building.
If you could see, then sure.
Again, Nox, I don't think it's going to work the way you think it's going to work. So
you never know unless you try.
I think I know a thing or two, darling.
While this discussion is going on, Skinny has been very quiet. If you look over at him, it almost looks like he's napping again. Like his hat is just down. You can't see his face. He's kind of heads. Yeah, he's old. Okay. Give him a break. You need a nap.
Honestly.
But he just kind of mumbles. Y'all see that?
What?
Smoke over there.
What do you...
Wait.
And he kind of nods. And Ollie, you would know that is the direction where these mages had been holed up last.
Oh, something's on fire, and it looks like it's where we're heading.
Well, that might be useful.
Should we investigate?
I think so.
Probably.
Sneaky time?
Definitely.
Sneaky time. Ollie, we get to use our sneak again.
Yes. My 5 in stealth.
Honestly.
Are we just a stealthy squad? I like that.
Yeah. This keeps happening.
3, 4.
Sorry, my internet's being especially shitty right now.
Tell it to stop that.
I know.
Tell
I think it was
behave.
again. Yeah.
It sounds like we are sneaking. Rick, what do you want us to roll to sneak?
Yes.
Yes.
That would be Dex and Stealth.
All right.
Okay. That's a lot of dice for me.
4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god, we are a sneaky squad. 1, 2, 3.
Can I use my beautiful advantage?
For sneaking?
Yeah.
I would say no.
Okay.
So many dice.
Trying.
Because if they can see you, that defeats the purpose of the stealth.
6 or higher, right?
Yep.
4 successes.
I got 5 successes.
I also have 5
Excellent.
successes.
Nice.
Fantastic. Super sneaky. Let me You know what? Skinny's not even going to try because he's not sneaky.
To be honest, I
He's
feel,
just
like
gonna
saunter behind us.
I feel like most people that see Skinny are just going to think he's just an old man on a donkey. I feel like that's just inconspicuous enough that he doesn't need to sneak.
It's just natural.
Yeah. Yeah, just the old man napping on his donkey, like you do. So, with your sneak, what are you doing?
I feel like Nox is immediately like booking it, like sneaky, like shinobi ass Naruto ninja running, like
on the roofs.
Can you imagine? They would. I had literally put, what was it? I think I put 3 in athletics for that specific reason. I am jumping. If there are trees, I am in them. We are gone.
I'm just picturing Nox
so
like arms straight behind them.
Yeah, no, gone. They're doing this in booted heels. It is over.
It is scientifically proven you run faster with your arms behind you. The Naruto run is, obviously facts.
It is. The sneaky Naruto run towards the flames.
So what is the purpose of the sneak here, though? Like, are you trying to
I think we're just
jump on them?
It out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're scoping out what exactly is going on so that we can kind of devise a plan. Like, we do not want to be detected right now, but we definitely want to get a sense of what's on fire and why.
Yeah.
See if it helps our situation at all.
Yeah. I think being, an Old West town, it wouldn't be that hard for you to get on, like, the roof of some of these buildings and to just sort of make your way to a good vantage point, not too close, but close enough to see. And you do see the sheriff like rounding up people, grabbing buckets of water, like trying to get this fire put out. And you don't really see anybody coming out initially, but eventually you do see some people who seem to be kind of oddly dressed, like wearing robes and things that wouldn't be things you would expect to see, sort of in what looks like a normal house. Roughly, and they're obviously like trying to take these things off, but some of them are like on fire as they're doing so they're like trying to stomp them out in the meantime, just sort of in a panic, like they did not expect that.
Okay, so they've been drawn out of their lair by a fire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, seems we've caught them at an opportune moment. Maybe we have somebody to thank for that, but the question is, how do we want to get them out of here? Get them somewhere where we can fight them on an even foot.
That's the question.
Well, Ollie, if you happen to pass by them and start running, do you think they'll chase after you?
Potentially. I could try that.
Sometimes a simple solution's effective.
I mean, they're probably going to think you set the fire.
Well, I think that's the point here, darling.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why it would work.
Now the comment the sheriff made makes a lot more sense now.
When we pulled up on the opposite side of town for that.
Right?
That don't make no sense. Make the math work, Sheriff.
Prejudice.
There's coming to conclusions. What the heck?
A cab in this household.
Except for the fact that Lucky's dad is literally the sheriff of another town.
We don't count Lucky's dad. A cab, but Lucky's dad.
Speaking of
probably
Lucky's dad's going to be really worried.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Lucky just, disappeared with another man for a while.
But he never misses going back at night. Back home.
Except for
Lucky's going to be in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, Dad, this is my boyfriend.
No.
His dad with a shotgun. Like, I don't care who you date, but you were not home at curfew, young man.
Obviously, yeah. That's the important thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you think? You think you were raised in a barn?
I mean, probably.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
So yeah, if you want to distract them, and then we do whatever it is buffoonery we are about to do.
Yeah.
I love that you don't even know.
I don't. And you know what? Nox also doesn't, but it doesn't matter. Nox supports most things.
Yeah, Nox is just here
Percy right now.
For now. Give it time.
Hey now.
All right. So I guess I will make myself visible and jump on down and see if I can lure them away.
Call them a name.
I was gonna say, what do you do to get their attention?
That's a good question. What would Ollie do to get their attention? Maybe insult them and run away. Just go.
I would love an old-timey Western insult.
I'm gonna say that Sita is, as Ollie starts moving, turns to Nox and says, "You keep an eye out. I'm gonna get a head start. See if I can't get a little bit of a surprise on him."
Okie dokie, just holler if you need me.
Oh, you'll hear a roar, don't you worry. Which
That's just hollering and cat. What do you mean?
That's the point. Like, that's the point. That is 100% the point. Like that. Like if Nox actively says that back, Sita just like tips the corner of her hat at them, and then vanishes out of the town as best and quick as she can. Like, she is all about setting up an ambush because she is very cat.
There we go. Oh nope.
Oh yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, Nox understood the assignment. It just took them a minute.
I love how I
It's
keep making unintentional himbos. This happens so often.
To be fair, though, Nox is a thembo.
Listen,
slightly different.
Only slightly.
They're different enough.
My sweet baby, that sweet summer child.
We love them.
Also, just saying, Lee, like unrelated to the game, I've already run it once, but I want to run it again. I need you to play in what was it, Himbos of Myth and Metal?
That's so good. I love that one.
It's such a ridiculously gay and hilarious game.
Jesus Christ, Rick.
I was just a fabulous Dumbo. It was great.
I'm gonna be everywhere, just spreading random sayings into your rental.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to convince you to be like a permanent fixture of this channel.
I'm just sitting here just vibing, and they're like, "Oh, it's Lee," and I'm like, "Mm-hmm." And I got words today.
That's the whole point, and we love it. We're so here for it.
Exactly.
I think my dog is seeing spirits in the walls.
This is a good one.
It's the mages.
Okay.
Well, she's blind, so I'm just sitting here like, have you seen God, my love? Is that what's happening right now? You look like there's a time.
I get it. Unfortunately, they're no longer with us, but if you see Lee right behind me, the picture that I'm pointing at, that is a work of art that a friend of mine made that was my now passed away blind doggo. And yeah, she would absolutely do the same kind of thing. Just like look at stuff. I'm like, you can't see shit right now. What are you looking at? That's what Ollie does.
So Ollie jumps off, makes himself known, and they're gonna walk up to them, and they're gonna call the mages as they're like in distress and freaking out about the fire.
As they're at their low.
Get them while they're down.
Exactly.
And Ollie's gonna say, "Well, you're ugly enough to back a buzzard off a gut wagon," and then run off. Basically, just like insult them and run away.
Amazing. Yeah. Are you running to your horse, or are you just like running?
I'm gonna run. It'd probably be faster if I was going on by horse, right?
Oh, it's 100%.
Okay. So I'll go to my horse and jump on and just skedaddle out of there.
Amazing. Nox, what are you doing? Because I know that Sita is already like preparing the ambush, and I'm assuming probably there was some discussion, like a quick, "I'm gonna be here, draw them this direction."
I feel like Nox is checking to make sure nobody is like trying to go near where Sita is. And if they are, to try and alert Sita in whatever loud, visceral way they can.
Well, because she's going like outside of the town. Like you guys are.
Yeah, but if you're running from a fire because your clothes are on fire, I don't know if you're going to run in a straight line. You know what I mean? Like you may not follow the group. You know, your eyelashes are on fire. Your face is melting. I don't know.
I mean, you can shepherd the rest of them.
I'm literally shepherding and making sure, like I'm taking like blades of grass that have caught fire from their clothes, and I'm like throwing it in their general direction to like corral them.
Amazing.
Oh, not that way. More fire over here. Not that way. More fire over here.
Yeah, like I feel like Nox is like internally cackling. Is just like.
I would also say like, because people are pretty focused, like, are they still going to hear if you're shooting your gun? Yes. But also, if you are, like, on horseback following them and, like, shooting in their direction, that's a very good motivator to keep people corralled.
Yeah, I feel like it's like fire and gunfire.
Yeah.
Not both, yeah.
I do definitely feel like Nox, just in case somebody did try to turn and look at them, does have like some kind of like tarp, like cloth over their face, right, where you can't like necessarily tell it's them. Yeah.
Get you a bandana. Smart.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just like yeehawing on the horse, just like with a shotgun cocked.
Like Beautiful. You do.
Is having a time right now.
As is your right now, honestly.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I love the idea that they've got like a revolver in one hand to, you know, keep them in the right direction, and then the shotgun for like if they really get out of line, right? You know.
Yeah, it's just
like the carrot and the stick, but it's just two sticks. One's bigger than the other.
I said go pick your switch. I meant go pick what gun. Just like shooting both of them.
Right.
It's like sounds like an absolute madman right now. I feel like Ollie's just like, okay.
Just riding my horse, being like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Sita is like low-key enjoying it. It's just watching from the bushes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You kidding me? You got a giant werepanther out there being like, this isn't made, but they were good. She's having fun. There's like a giant cat doing a little like stealth pounce wiggle.
Yes, I love it.
Ooh,
she's not opposed to goof off a little.
That's a good question though. Are you in your feline form or are you in your Krynos form?
I think Sita is in her probably her Krynos form, because that's going to be the one that's going to be the most powerful for her right now, right?
I mean, probably, yeah. There's also the Choutro, the like primordial cat, but you know, realistically, the Krynos is the war form for everyone. So
yeah. Is that one that you just mentioned, like the equivalent of the Hispo? Because I'm just looking at the character sheet. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got the White Wolf wiki pulled up.
Oh, nice.
Priceless.
Fair enough.
Also, just a interesting note. Like, yes, I know that some of the names that they use are obviously cultural appropriation, but I kind of low key love that the werepanther is called Bagheera.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
It is, yeah. Like, obviously not ideal, but also kind of fun.
Exactly. Yeah, so where would you set up? Like, you kind of have the run of things, and you've got time, and you know, you're a giant cat, so you can move pretty fast. Yeah. What would you be looking for out of town? I mean, this area, there is a very large valley between two mountain ranges that is open territory. Like there's so many places that you could go to hide there.
I think Sita's a little bit of a jungle cat, and I think she is going to find a spot where the trees are all kind of overhanging a little bit more than normal. There's a little bit of shade cover, can't quite see what's up in them trees. And she's going to climb those trees, and she is going to stay up there and lie in wait. And as soon as the biggest gaggle of them show up, she is going to jump on them.
Amazing. 100% on like
exactly full cat roar and all. Yep.
Yeah, like exactly what you would expect.
Yeah.
Also, I need to share this picture from the wiki because it's just fantastic.
Bring it on. Also, I'm happy to do whatever rage checks and stuff you need for me to do this. You just got to remind me how they work. In a hot minute.
Yeah, and it's difficult because there isn't really anything in 5th edition for the other Farah, so I don't.
We can just roll. We can just roll wolf style. It's all good.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me 2 rage checks, so just 2d10.
2d10s.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Be good to me, dice. Please. A 5 and a 6.
Okay, so 1 success, 1 fail. Which, I mean, it balances out, right? So, you're able to transform. You don't. I guess you would lose a point of rage, but you wouldn't, like, lose all of your rage. You wouldn't, I guess, lose the cat. Like, for Garu, it's lose the wolf. I don't really know what the equivalent would be. Again, this is my plea. If anyone from the developing team is ever watching this on the off chance, please give us the other Farah. We want them. We want them very much.
I want them so bad, y'all. Please.
Exactly.
This is a hostage situation. The other Farah.
Listen, Leona worked on the game. It may have been like towards the end of it, but like, on the off chance that anybody's like, hey, we need some input.
Back. I'll help. I'll make it happen. Please.
I really hope that they do see this now.
Me too.
No, because then they're gonna hear. I need you to outstealth everything known to man and some known to dolphin. I can't.
No. Hear me out. Because there is a type of Farah called a Rokia.
If you say there's were-dolphins,
there are were-dolphins. They're called Rokias. Mm-hmm.
Well, the were-sharks are the Rokia.
Oh yes,
but
that's
like,
right.
I could see that being like some flavor text in a Rokia description, and that would be amazing. Like I would die.
And I stealth every man and dolphin in this game. Nobody can stop me.
I need to tell you that my old pack from the podcast that never got released. Maybe someday we'll bring it back and we re-record and bring it to life. Yeah. But they were twin brothers. They were crows, and their names were John and Nathan. So we just called them the Jonathans.
Oh, I love that.
They were were crows. Their names were John and Nathan, and they would bicker amongst themselves, and it was the funniest shit. It was so good.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
We were an all Farah pack. We had one of every single kind of Farah. One guru, one cat, one Rokea, one crow. Like, well, 2 crows. It was just such a good time. Like the
crow.
Farah,
They're the same person.
The same crow. They're basically the same. We just called them Jonathan for short. We were like, Jonathan. They're like, yeah. They're like, both of them would literally simultaneously respond. It was great. But the Farah are so much fun. And
they really are.
They really are. It is something that I think makes Werewolf that much more magical. So, please.
Absolutely.
Also, I didn't know
there's
we
so
could be
many
were-panthers until you threw that at me. And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, technically in this edition, there aren't rules for it. But I was like, okay, this is Leona's like one Friday that we can make this happen. Fuck it, let's just do it.
Let's go. Yes.
Because why not, right?
And the magic of the fact that like there's so much coincidental crossover between what this character was made for and what this campaign is about, like pure coincidence. Right? I was like, no, she has to be here, guys, please.
Yeah, the fact that like she was literally written for an Old West setting, like could not ask for anything more perfect.
Yeah, that was pure coincidence, y'all, and that was just so magical. I love serendipity; it's the best thing in the world. Oh,
Exactly.
Okay. Anyways,
so Sita, you see that Ollie is just charging full speed on horseback. Ollie, would you be waiting until she pounces before you would make your move, or would you just be like leading them as far out as you could? Like, what is your plan here?
Probably as soon as I see her pounce, I would want to go more into a
yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going the other way.
You just hear the screams of
Wait till they start screaming. It's all good.
Because I'm not so great with strength or anything like that, I might go more into a hiding position so I can
However, you
pick
are
them
on
off.
the horse.
Pick them off.
That's true.
Right
Yeah,
one.
you could just stay on the horse.
Yeah.
Okay. He's just a mage. Hit him with your horse.
He's just a man with some magic, but whatever.
Oh, listen, how are you? I want you to think. Like, can you
fine.
imagine you're just a mage dude and you're like, yeah, I'm just here for the dental benefits or whatever. And you see a horse. And you see a horse. You see this crazy person on a horse. Hold on. How fast can horses run? Hold on.
Real fast.
Very
Real
fast.
Why do you think we
It's
call it
surprisingly
horsepower in cars?
Okay,
I think it's
so the
like
maximum is
72?
44 miles per hour.
44.
So if you
Which is
see
fast as fuck.
somebody
it
on
is.
a horse coming at you full speed, 44 miles an hour, you are getting, you don't even have to take a direct hit. That's like bowling pins.
Worse. That's like,
Worse.
oh my god. It's like getting hit by a car made of meat.
Yeah.
Meat
car.
car.
Meat car.
It's just
That is okay.
Hit him with your meat car.
In kilometers, that's 70 kilometers.
Thank you. Thank you.
I had
I'm-
because
I
I'm like
speak
I'm
American.
pretty sure it's 70. I'm pretty sure it's 70 from my like
Yep.
something back in my day.
Look,
But I do.
in Canada, if a moose hits your car, you don't ask if the moose survived. You ask if your car is okay because you know the moose made it off. The same concept kind of applies to a horse. If you get hit by a horse, it's not is the horse okay? It's are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And
And the answer
with-
is no, not okay.
No.
and with moose, the thing that's so dangerous about them is when you hit their legs, they are all leg, and then they just go body straight in.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
moose are even bigger than horses, which is terrifying because horses are already huge. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
I've seen one in person.
Also-
Don't fuck with them.
Also, just
I love
saying,
them.
like, give us a were moose. That would be amazing.
Oh.
That'd be so cool. I would totally play.
Oh my god. They'd be so badass.
Let me
They
just start
are very
writing a
territorial.
Canadian-
The
Canadian
absolute
werewolf game.
tanks. Just the absolute tanks of the Pharaohs. Yes.
Yeah.
All I
Yes.
can think
Oh my
of
God.
now is that instead of like shedding
to be a
fur
rude.
like a dog, you have to shed your antler skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just sounds so itchy.
Also, I'm just saying because, like, unfortunately, it didn't work out. Sam was supposed to be in this season, and just scheduling and stuff. But Sam as a weremoose would be amazing.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Gotta make that happen.
Yeah.
Ah.
Where?
Let's just do it. Let's do it.
Right? I'll just go kidnap him from Canada. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well,
We just DM him the
Very
words were no context. Sam, please wear moose.
Yeah, not like
Sam,
weeks
this is a
later.
hostage situation. You have to be aware, Moose. You don't get a choice.
I feel like he would be all about it, though. So, to get back on track, Sita, you see as Ollie barrels past you on horseback, probably followed not horribly far behind by a group of what you can only assume to be mages, because that was who you were trying to lure out, who would also be on horseback. Otherwise, Ollie would be like miles or kilometers ahead of them. But there are 3 of them who are making their way within your pounce range.
3 of them. How many did I see at the building?
There are 6 of them who you saw coming out.
Okay.
You can see that the others are trailing a bit behind, but you can also hear the gunshots and clearly see that who you can only assume to be is Nox. And then, a little bit more leisurely behind is Skinny on Old Pete.
God bless. That's great. Leisurely is such a great description for that.
Just genuinely having the time of their life right
now. Yeah, she'll take the first group.
Okay. Go ahead and give me, I would say, probably strength and brawl would make sense here.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 2, 3, 5. Four successes.
What?
Okay. They only got 3. So, are you attacking with claws or teeth?
Ooh, now we're gonna go for the claws.
Okay. The biggest difference, and because as you said, we'll just use the Garu rules because it makes the most sense instead of trying to think too hard about it. Is for Garu, the claws technically do more damage, especially to like mortal non-supernaturals. And mages, they're kind of squishy. They can do a lot of things, but they're kind of squishy. Mm-hmm. So they're not going to be able to soak the same levels of like anything. Everything to them is going to be aggravated damage. So the claws are going to do a lot more here.
Perfect.
And realistically, I mean, if you're attacking the people, it's going to do a lot anyway as you're like yeeting them off of their horseback.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think that you are easily able to basically grab 2 of them while the third one, you're feet first, right? Like into his chest. Yeah. So you're just like ripping these 2 off their horse and kicking the other one.
All 3 into the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. They are very injured. They're alive, but very injured.
I see. They forgot to ask if we were aiming to just maul or kill, but she's gonna be.
There are still 3 more.
Yeah. What's 3 less? It's fine.
Yeah. So
they're not good people, so.
Exactly. So, Nox, I'm going to let you go next. Because Ollie was, running, and they have to take some time to
go Nox.
Where's Zuma?
Do their thing.
All right. What am I rolling? Who am I rolling? What am I killing?
Well, what are you trying to do here? Are you trying to shoot?
I would probably still be shooting around them. I don't think we all decided whether or not this was like a go to kill thing or not. And I don't think Nox is gonna like make this more necessarily complicated, especially with the sheriff popping up randomly.
I mean, you're out of town. You're out of town now.
We're out of town. You also have a cat so it can just be a wild mauling.
Yeah. That's
with
true.
Some random gunshots in there. It's fine.
If the face is mauled, ain't gonna know it's a gunshot.
Yeah.
I'll just take my bullet out.
Eat enough of them.
Honestly,
take the bullets out. It's fine.
Yeah, I feel like Nox is, especially if they're like trying to fight back at some point. I feel like Nox would go, instead of incapacitating, like hitting him in the head with the back of the gun. Like, I feel like Nox would be like just trying to like point blank middle of the eyes, like right between them.
Yeah, I would definitely say at this point, because now that there aren't civilians around, they're not going to feel like they have to, especially because they just saw like a Krynos were creature.
Yeah, they know.
They wouldn't really have gotten a good view, but they would be like, oh shit, these are not just like people chasing us. We can pull out the big guns. and yeah, one of them is just going to like kind of whirl around, look at you, and just flick their wrist, and you see this bolt of lightning streak out, barely missing you.
Teeny.
No.
See what I mean? It's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, I want to charge at them full speed on the horse, gun in hand, like just aiming at them. So they're running from the horse, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, give me dexterity and firearms roll, please.
Hell yes. So these two. That's 5 successes.
DM. Okay.
Nice.
They also got 3 successes in their attempt to not get shot. So,
Unfortunately.
you're gonna fuck them up.
Tee-hee.
Especially using your shotgun. Facing them. Yeah, like I think that Nox is able to just kind of dodge out of the way as they're trying to fire back with their magic. And you absolutely just hit one of them squarely in the back, like the back of the shoulder. And they just fall off their horse, absolutely being trampled in the process. So there are 2 that are undamaged currently. So Ollie.
Oops.
What are you doing?
I only have a very small gun. And I just realized I've never fired my gun. And I don't know anything about firing guns.
It's fine. I mean, realistically, we didn't specify a whole lot of like, you have this gun, just because it's not really how World of Darkness works a lot of times. Like, you're going to have guns, but it's not like, oh, I've got a gun of this caliber, whatever. So,
yeah.
I mean, even revolvers are going to hurt if you shoot somebody with them. So, you're fine. You don't need you don't need to compensate for anything here.
So I'm going to ride my horse back and try to trample maybe one of them.
Okay.
And
are you just trampling?
Huh?
I said, are you also shooting or just trampling?
I was thinking about shooting as well, but that's complicated, right, on the horse?
No, it's fine. I'll roll for the horse.
Okay.
I am the horse now. Oh. Okay. I mean, realistically, because they're also on horseback, because of the roll, you didn't get a very good roll for the horse. Like, they got a success, but unfortunately the mage is clearly a little bit better because they got a crit and 2 other successes.
Oh, no.
So they're able to dodge out of the way. Like, they're a little bit more graceful on horseback.
Okay.
But you can still shoot. So go ahead and give me your dexterity and firearms.
So Ollie would be like, shoot! And then, like, shoot them right in the head. Try and aim and shoot them in the head because they completely missed trampling them.
It just takes practice.
You gotta get good.
They'll get there. I believe in them.
What do I roll for the
dexterity and firearms, please?
Dex, okay. No, that's not too bad. I have 5 dice. That's a lot of 10s.
Oh shit.
That's 4
How many?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So
4
that's
10s and an 8.
2 crits and a success. So
that is like a super
9.
success.
That is 9 successes.
Holy crap. I've never seen it do that.
That is
I only get 5 dice and I barely passed with all 5.
Why don't you tell me what you do here? Because you're definitely going to be able to kill them, but I'm assuming you don't want to kill all of them.
No, probably want to leave one alive. So one would definitely want to be a grievous injury that wouldn't allow them
it
to
wouldn't have
do
to be
things.
grievous. Like you could just hurt them a little bit.
Okay. So yeah. Kind of in a way that would make it so they can't run from the situation.
Ooh, okay, I've got something for that. So, because you had a ridiculous amount of successes, the 2 crits on that roll, I feel like the 3 that Sita has, softened up for you. You're able to put a bullet in each of them. Also, the one that Nox has wounded. Just fully finish off one of the unwounded ones. And then probably, I think, shooting the last one, like, in the meat of their thigh. Because it's going to be very painful. Like,
yeah.
Number one, high risk of, like, hitting the femoral artery, so they're going to be bleeding profusely. Also, from what I understand, the breaking the femur is, like, the most painful type of bone break. I've never experienced it. I hope to never experience it, but,
yeah,
that's what I've been told.
But I believe it.
So, they're absolutely going to take this bullet in their thigh, go tumbling off of their horse. And so you now have one mage who is bleeding profusely, but alive.
For now.
Yeah, it won't take long. The femoral artery it's a lot of blood.
I don't know if Sita can talk in her Cronus form, but you definitely get a nod of approval.
You can say a couple of words, like it's like the Hulk trying to talk.
Yeah. She I think she'll just kind of go for like that, like a nod of approval type thing. If this person is bleeding profusely, in addition to having a broken bone, and we don't want him to die right away, I think she will switch back to Hamid, and just try to, like, obviously this guy is not going anywhere, so we've kind of secured him well enough. But if we need to staunch the blood, then she's happy to help kind of take care of that.
Yeah, probably a good idea. I would say intelligence and medicine.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Where'd I put my medicine? I did take something in that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I took something in that. I was like, that feels like a smart thing to do.
Absolutely.
Listen, she knew what she was doing. I have 1, 10, and a total of 3 successes.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3 successes. One of them is a 10.
Okay. So not bad. Enough that I think you could probably. I don't remember. Did we say Sita is wearing pants?
Yeah.
Okay. So, probably like pull off a belt and just wrap it around, tourniquet style.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
All right. So, who is taking the lead on asking questions?
Who's got the higher
I
Probably
do, but
not Ollie. Actually, no, Ollie did have these. Not.
I have persuasion and charisma. Both are 3.
Okay, so yours is higher than mine, so you should.
Yep. You're definitely the best at this one for sure.
Yeah.
Questionable.
Go for it.
Listen, I can insight and subterfuge sometimes. I don't know. I felt like putting on a subterfuge was the thing I needed to do. I don't know if I'm gonna use it, but it's there.
I did the same thing.
Stop.
I was like,
come on, we can't keep doing this.
I was like, well, I am a sneaky pass. I should know subterfuge.
That's what I thought was. Stop. Our characters are the same, just different font. I'm screaming.
Who knew?
Are you my
two non-binaries amongst the players would make the exact same character, just slightly different.
Go figure.
I'm just slightly more unhinged. Ollie's like a sweet rainbow of sunshines.
Give it time. They will get there. They will get there.
Knox is like, did you just insult that pretty little man over there who doesn't know what's happening? I'll fight you.
I think Sita will kind of Sita will kind of set them up for you, and she'll kind of tell this mage, and she'll be like, well, now seems all your friends are dead, and I'm the only thing that's keeping you alive and keeping you from bleeding out. So you may want to answer my friend's questions.
What are my questions? Over the table. What's my questions?
Tell us everything you know.
First of all, Molly, go ahead and give me your charisma and persuasion roll, please.
Okay.
Because that will make a difference.
Yeah.
Oh, and I can add beauty to that, right?
you could.
Even I'm the beauty who shot you.
Do it.
That's what guys like, right?
Oh, totally.
Why not, honestly?
I mean, we're not here to keep shit, so.
No.
Wait, do I add an extra die for the beauty too?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I just need to roll one more. Okay, I got 4 successes, and no crit or no bad things like 1s or 2s, and the rage dice.
Perfect. So at this point, I think that you would know. I mean, you want to know like what they're doing. You want to know like what their plans are from here, like why they're doing these things. So however you want to phrase your questions.
I'll ask, why are a group of mages like you mucking around with the Umbra and stuff like that?
I just immediately went to like, what's a mage like you doing in a place like this?
A flirt, add a little flirt to confuse them.
When it's good cop, bad cop, but it's just Ollie flirting.
Amazing. I mean, what's flirting without a little gunplay in the meantime?
Exactly.
Nox just like, wait a minute.
Nox is like, am I into this? Or I don't know.
Nox is learning a lot of things today.
Nox is definitely having that existential crisis.
This is Nox's discovery episode, is what this is.
Can you imagine? Just like it progressively just gets worse. And Nox just has a look like, Somebody's like,
oh my god.
Does Nox have mommy issues? And you're like, you don't want to answer that.
Just goes to the quote from Community where it's like, this better not awaken anything in me.
Nox literally since meeting Ollie.
Too late for that, darling. You're a werewolf.
That was genetics.
Yeah. So he just is like, he fucking shot me.
Damn right.
And I'll do it next if you don't answer.
You could do a lot worse. Look around at you, friend.
Okay, you got a point. It's Jeremiah. He's the one who drug us all into this. We got in over our heads.
What's up with the fire at the headquarters?
I mean, you could just say what's up with the fire, because that was
what's up with the fire?
The only fire recently that you know of. Hell if I know. All I know is Percy came back, and next thing, everybody's running. Everything's on fire.
See, the
Wait,
flash is a very
Percy?
pointed look at Nox to be like, see, he might actually be helpful. Doesn't say anything, though.
Maybe
Nox just
Percy's
gives a
trying to
look
help.
like, what do you mean? I didn't kill 4 of them.
She'll explain later. Not the time, not the place, not the place.
Jeremiah said,
Right.
oh, you're fine. Jeremiah just told us that we would be able to have access to powers we could never imagine. And he was right, but at what cost?
Apparently your lives.
You telling me this mage was in this for the dental benefits?
Apparently. Are there dental benefits
I
out here?
stand by this.
Seems like it. Seems like it. Or he's just having a whole bunch of remorse, which, go figure.
It's magically preserved teeth.
I
Or
hate
just,
the sounds
like,
of that.
magic the cavities away. I like that better. Magically
Yeah.
preserved teeth.
Magical root
Terrifying.
canal.
Yeah, so there's something wrong about magically preserved teeth. Sorry, not sorry.
Listen,
Teeth horror,
Alana
I
did
get it.
mention that they're really good at horror earlier, so
Yeah, I'm
Fair
sorry.
enough. No, you're great.
yeah, you have nothing
I
to
do horror
apologize
art.
for. We're just being terrified by the words you said.
Probably great,
good way.
honestly. In a good way, yeah.
So at this point, I mean, he's definitely in a lot of pain, and so
Who's
he's not going to
Jeremiah?
offer up too much. Oh, Jeremiah, Ollie would have probably
right.
told you. Jeremiah is Jeremiah Lassiter, the owner, the founder of Premium Oil.
Okay.
So the one who is like the BBEG.
Oh, gross. How dare he?
Yeah. Also, I will, just as a explanation for the two of you who weren't here whenever the mages were initially introduced, and a reminder for Alana, all of these mages are old white dudes. So, like, just the worst.
Oh, right.
Yep.
There was a whole
Yeah.
scene at the earlier one where we were just
Yeah, 'cause
going,
they
they're all old white men.
Yeah, they were all at the saloon at one point, and it's like, oh, yeah, that explains a lot. Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, this old white dude is, in a lot of pain, not offering up a whole lot. Maybe they don't have a lot more information than that at this point.
Do we keep pressing? Or should we?
I mean, I can.
Nox,
If we think he's got more, I can press a wound too.
Or
But
tighten
I'm
the belt? I mean,
unhinged,
that would hurt a lot.
but I'm unhinged. Okay.
Group consensus on that one before I actually engage in the thing, though.
Hey now. I haven't technically done that. Yeah. Don't count your chickens, I ain't hatched yet. I'm just a little guy. I'm just trying to live.
Just a little guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Little unhinged guy.
Just a little. I feel like if we're not getting anything out of them, Nox is just kind of like, dude, like, it just looks at like Seaton is like, is he gonna just bleed out, or we just kill him? Like, I don't.
That's up to y'all. I'm just here to help. But this is your
And
problem in this matter.
While you're all discussing, you hear a very familiar sound at this point, especially
I
to.
swear to God, if it's the flapping of wings.
It's not. It's a gunshot. Has a very peculiar, specific. That's the word.
Did it go between my feet again?
No, it goes right into this mage's head.
Mm.
And you can see over on the other side of the valley, Percy, standing there holding his rifle. He says, "You're welcome."
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I love the little grunt. So cute.
So good.
And he just saunters over and says,
Fucking, he would saunter.
He is definitely
I
a
love
saunter.
how mad you are about
it's too
this.
perfect of a word not to.
Listen, I gotta have one. I gotta have my one.
You're so upsetting. It's great.
Mm-hmm. And he just says, no hard feelings.
To who, me?
Which
Just in general.
I feel like Knox actively does that thing where you look somebody up and down, like with just a visible like frustration, and just immediately walks behind Sita like, you told me to behave myself.
You better.
I'm a person of my word, and I said I would. That's why I'm standing behind you.
Let's hear the man out then, shall we?
Just immediately sits on the ground.
Well, no hard feelings here for sure. I ain't got a stake in this game. I'm just here to help. What you got for us?
Well, I'm sure you could put together that I've been on the inside man, so to speak, trying to find out what this group was up to, and fortunately for me, y'all were here to put an end to them. But they were up to some very deep shit, as you might have heard from our now deceased friend here. They were trying their best, and fortunately didn't succeed on bringing the worm into this world. And especially our umbral travelers would know that the worm really isn't able to just manifest in the physical world without assistance. So something like these mages opening a path to bring it in would be necessary. Like, it wouldn't be able to do that on its own. Despite its immense power, that's just something that is beyond its capabilities. So the fact that you guys were able to put an end to them before they could succeed means that you have at least postponed the apocalypse a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, silver lining, I guess.
Just a small silver lining,
Yeah, just tiny, minuscule little thing.
I mean, it is called Werewolf the Apocalypse for a reason. Oh, go figure. Yeah, allegedly, right? And she says, "Well, that sounds like good news. But that said, they obviously this Jeremiah fella's been telling them some things. Now, I don't know if we can stop Jeremiah. Is there anybody else we need to stop?"
Well, I think with all the money and power that he's accumulated from premium oil, he's going to continue to be somewhat of a thorn in all of our sides for the foreseeable future. But as much as possible, I think it's in our best interest if we continue to try and put a stop to whatever it is he's doing. I know that Storm Eater's involved in that, and I've heard that our dog friends over here have had something to do with hopefully putting a stop to that.
Well, seems we've weakened Jeremiah some if we've gotten rid of his mage friends. That is certainly may not stop him from making more. If he's going to be a thorn on our side, we might as well be a thorn in his.
Precisely. And I think that while we may have been on opposite sides for a little while, at this point, I think we're all back on the same side, right?
Sita just looks over her shoulder at Knox.
Knox, who is actively sitting on the ground, like digging their hand into their dress, and is like,
Knox.
Fine. fine. I won't beat you with a sack of gold for the moment.
And he says, you know, for all your troubles, I think I've got something for you, actually. And kind of leans around Sita to get a better look at Nox. And you can see that he...
Don't you look in my general direction, you son of a bitch.
He has a very ornate pistol in a holster on his hip. And you see that he draws it, but not in a way that he's like about to, you know, fire it. He is drawing it in a way that he is handing it off, where his hand is not anywhere near the trigger.
They kind of like slowly take it, like expecting him to like fully like try and shoot them. It's just very hesitant. You could have gave this to Ollie. You could have gave this to Lucky. I just don't like you. You didn't try to kill me.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. If I was trying, I would have succeeded.
Or you think.
And when I say that he's handing this to you in a way that his hand is like not near the trigger, he is holding it by the barrel, so it is pointed towards him.
Okay, yeah, the Nox will take it. I still stand by what Nox says.
As you do, being in your Hamid form, it doesn't do anything to you, but if you were transformed, because this is silver, it would be actively like harmful to you.
Oh.
But you also know that it is not uncommon for other types of shape changers. Like, that's from the things that you've learned recently. Silver usually is harmful to them. Either silver or gold is typically what harms different types of Pharaoh. Ollie, because you were around whenever Eve and Addie kind of had a conversation about this, you would know that this is a clave, which is a ritual weapon for the Geru.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have been given things.
You've been given like pretty important things.
So that was a bad decision. Godspeed.
Yeah, Elena started to say something though.
Oh, I'll tell Nox what that is.
Yeah, and so over the table, a clave typically is in the form of a dagger, a silver dagger, and how it's used is in ritual combat between two Geru, essentially to like prove who is the stronger, to settle disputes, things like that. But it's just way cooler to have it as a gun. So you can use this to harm, because there are like Geru who are going to try and fight you at some point, and Geru who are aligned with the worm. Also other types of Pharaoh who may try to harm you, who would be vulnerable to silver. And so this clave can be used to do extra damage to them. So like anytime that you're in one of your supernatural forms and you take damage from a silver weapon or fire, or I think there's something else that I'm blanking on, but those are like the two big ones. Those do not only aggravated damage, which is more serious, more lethal, but you cannot heal from it. At least not immediately. Like typically in your supernatural forms, you can regenerate like immediately, at least a little bit of damage, but those types of damage you cannot regenerate from. It takes a lot longer to heal from. So that's stuff that you can use to kill other types of Pharaoh that might be coming up against you.
Damn. I'm locked and loaded. This man gave me a gun that could technically kill him.
It could.
Yes, that's quite the gesture of trust and goodwill, don't you think? She's being very pointed right now.
I feel like Nox is like I feel like the vibe right now with Nox and Cynthia is like your mama clearly did not take enough time to instill you can't act like this. Nox
she's
is
just like, now children, make up. Like, you've got bigger shit to deal with than with each other, you know?
Ollie's giggling, just can't help it.
Nox is like, okay, Cynthia, I get it. Thank you, Percival.
She loses it at that. She absolutely loses it.
Ollie's on the floor laughing.
I appreciate you have faith in me to see the bigger picture than rather to do whatever it is was initially in my head. Is that foolish or stupid? We don't know. We'll find out at a later date. But for the moment, I will not outwardly show my great disdain. And does like a little curtsy, like Southern curtsy. Rick, you can't have me playing these games.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Rick's like, yes. Give me spice.
And so with this gift, Percy just says,
Oh no.
stupid internet.
Rick,
It's definitely storming. Seen some light.
Okay.
So as he hands off this gift to you, this clave, he says, now, I hope that I'll see all three of you. I heard there's going to be a dance later this week. And I would love to be able to get to know all of you better. Now that we've become such good friends.
Immediate, like, fake smile, like the whole I'm not going to show my outward disdain is clearly evident on the face. Just like the dull fade in the eye. Like,
Trying so hard over there.
I really am.
So
gonna
good.
get a shot after this.
Ollie tips her hat, or their hat, and winks, and then says, "Glad to see you there."
I love that Ollie's doing the flirting for Nox.
Listen, Nox is just here. Nox is like, get this motherfucker away from me before I bust him in his eye. Like there's ready to swing this fucking person's gold coin. Or silver,
And you
whatever
just
the
see that
heavy equivalent is.
Yeah. You see that he just steps, like, the valley that you're in, there are very large shadows cast by the mountains nearby. You see that he steps into the shadow and just disappears.
I want to learn how to do that.
Yeah, you've definitely seen him do that more than once. And also, I think it was Sky who had mentioned to you, or possibly Asher, the werelynx, who had talked about the fact that the werebats, they can step sideways, so cross into the umbra very, very easily in shadows. So that is like their thing.
So cool.
Yeah. So is there anything else that the three of you would want to do at this point? Because I think we've mostly resolved our mission here. But before we wrap up, I just want to give you the opportunity.
Nox is immediately walking to like the nearest like area and just screaming.
Just like 2 feet away.
Now, like they're walking a few feet away. Like this is like from the gut. Like
Aww.
Skinny just comes over and like pats you on the shoulders, like it'll be all right.
Ollie turns into a corgi and goes and nuzzles you.
I feel like immediately picked up and it's like, I hate him. I hate him and his stupid face.
And then Ollie Awooos.
Not the Awoooo.
Uncontrollable.
Just looks at Cynthia and it's like,
Sita's hanging back. This isn't her moment. She's just letting y'all do what you need to do. She's just kind of got that like almost like a little like an all-knowing smile type of look. Like she's a little bit cryptic sometimes. She's just kind of she's just watching.
I don't like that smirk you're giving me, Cynthia.
Too bad.
It makes me think of my sister right when she got married. And she was like, well, maybe one day. And then she got divorced, so it didn't really matter. So,
right. I don't know what to make of that, but all right.
It's an all-knowing smirk, and I don't like it.
Well, that sounds like your problem.
So, my question, Leona, is what would Sita be doing from here? Like, what is the future for her?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think Sita goes where the wind calls her to go. And I think she kind of feels the wind shift a little bit and she can kind of smell it in the air. And she kind of goes, well, I'll see if I can stick around for that dance. Hopefully I can. But if I don't, trust and believe I shan't be too far away if you do need another hand every now and again. Or if you
like Nox just gives like a genuine smile, not the little forced one that Percy got. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine.
And Ollie, because there's still a corgi, they go up to you and basically acknowledge, all the happy corgi. Yeah.
I'm just picturing like Ollie still being held like a baby by Nox, like struggling to try and jump to Sita's arms.
I feel like Nox will let go after a certain point.
Like let the scoop, and then she'll like scoop her up and hug her. It's all good. Or hug them, sorry. And hug them.
Amazing.
Oh,
all right. Well, I think that is a fantastic place for us to end. Thank you so much, Leona, for coming and playing.
My
I'm
pleasure.
so glad
Thank
we
you for having me.
It was so much fun.
It was either gonna be this or me. I only want to get in some shenanery again.
I think it was a good thing that I was here to help organize the troops a little.
Yeah. The best part is like Skinny didn't do anything.
Skinny's Day Off. That is what this episode is called. Skinny's Day Off.
We'll just have an animated series of Skinny's Day.
Honestly, I would watch that.
That'd be amazing.
Oh, fantastic.
Just like things happening in the background.
Like by the time Skinny catches up with his donkey, it's all done.
Skinny's like okay with that, and it's like, yeah.
Pretty much. So, Leona, because this is your first time here, do you want to just remind the fine people at home who are watching this later where they can find you?
Absolutely. You can find me all over the internet at the Leona Maple, the leonamaple.card.co if you're looking for like a little static website that's got a whole bunch of links on it, or you can find me all over the internet at that same handle. Yeah, you'll see me all around the internet. I do stuff and things every now and again.
Absolutely.
I do stuff and things. I love
it's been a pleasure.
Too many hats.
To play with you and
likewise.
Make that happen again. But I get that life is very busy and you've got a lot going on.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Absolutely.